Eons ago, during the age of the Magi, the world was something other. Magic is all that there was and all that was needed. Legend states that a cataclysmic event brought a great frozen age to the world of Lacrin, and soon after, a new era dawned. Though they say the ancient magics of the Magi still lie buried and lost, scattered around the world, lie in wait for those with the courage to wield it to discover. Welcome to the world of Lacrin and the continent of Thelmecia. Noble knights, roaming orcs, mischievous goblins, and idyllic wondrous lands, just waiting to be explored. Now, a new peril aspires to plunge Thelmecia into despair once more, but not before a few unheard-of heroes take their chance at triumph. Welcome to Tablestory, Darkfire.
I got it too.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Eric, can we get a hashtag I got it too? There it is in the chat. What did you get?
Why is it a Rin badge?
Oh, I was just saying it's the same color as her hair.
Oh.
That's why we did it.
So you own pink now, Rin?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's like a lavender, but yeah, I do.
I watched an
Lavender.
episode of
Lavender.
Riverdale yesterday, and there's this girl with red hair, and like another girl with red hair came into the high school, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm red." So
Yeah, did you enjoy
pretty
it?
cool.
If you had to rate it out of 10, Riverdale?
Riverdale, it sucked. There was a musical episode yesterday. I really was
that's
not
the
into
fucking
it.
worst.
Hate when shows do
I
that,
hate it as well.
unless you're like, yeah.
No.
I thought the Buffy musical one was good.
There's no
I think
reason
that's the
for
only
it, but
one I've ever seen.
if any show ever got away with it, it was Buffy's one. That was the only one that was justified, in my opinion. The rest of them are the worst. They always do it. And they always do a noir episode as well. Why do they always do
And you have to watch it because there's like little parts of the story that like
you know it's a bullshit episode that is a waste of your time, but you have to watch it for the 3 minutes of lore that are in there somewhere.
Yes, I know.
I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it
Me and my
too.
wife looked at each other last night. We're like, this is just so dumb.
Yeah, it's the worst
Because
because
they were doing like
this is not what I
Heather's the
signed on for.
musical in a show. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, no way. Anyway, welcome to Darkfire's musical episode, everyone.
That would have been fucking perfect.
It was so possible. We've said this twice now because we had it with Fractured Worlds as well. Because Elspeth can sing, John can sing /rap, Tiger can sing. Me and McCloken were like, nope, in the last one, and then I think it's me and Whack in this one. Isn't that right?
Whack can sing. Dude,
Is it Whack?
Whack can
No.
sing.
I'm
He's a
sure
dope
when
baritone.
we said it for a joke before, Whack was like, hell no. I want to, yeah.
Whack, if you tried your hardest, you couldn't like sing a song.
No comment.
Also, he's the bard. He's the bard as well, so he would
Yeah,
have to
no.
be the best one.
I feel like he sneakily can.
Are me and PB switched on the screen, Brad?
Yeah, we are. I was.
Oh
gonna say
yeah,
something.
how did that happen? How did that happen?
I don't know. I'm pretty
You
sure
told me
you
to
told
turn off
us
the
to turn
camera.
our
Yeah, I
cams.
did, and
Yeah.
that was when I fixed it, and now it doesn't work. All right, switch.
All right.
You want me to turn off?
No, PB.
Yeah.
PB just
Okay.
turns off and on again.
Okay, sweet.
There you go. Oh, now all the fucking things are wrong. All right.
I just did what you told me to do. Boss. Sorry.
Okay.
Keep eating, PB. Keep eating.
Thanks. Thank you. You know I'm like dipping in soy sauce right now.
You just got done with a stream and like
Yeah, I'm
you're
so
about to do
hungry.
another full stream.
No, you gotta eat. This is me. Whenever you watch the beginning of Sector 49, it's just me munching on food because I've just done the same thing. I like come off of a stream and I'm like, hi, and Wax always like, who are you, Brad? And I'm like, my name's Irish. Because I'm always just like, if I munch some food now real quick, it's the only way. It's the only way.
I really want to say this. I think Whack could sing if he tried.
I think so too.
Like he
It
would do like
seems
one of those
weird
cool like
that-
charactery voices
It seems weird that
Where
he
like
can do so
Black, I
many
want to do
voices
an
and
impression
not
of you.
sing. You know.
and not sing.
Yeah,
Like the
it
talk
does seem
singing.
wrong.
You would be a really good talk singer.
He's got to be able to do
I
something.
don't know what that means, John.
It's like
Kesha.
you know, if I'm
Like Willow in the Buffy
there's a
episode.
beautiful rainbow, it's like there's a beautiful rainbow, and it's like he talks, but he's singing. You could do that, Whack.
Glad you
Bam.
have confidence.
All right.
He really could.
Everything looks pretty again.
I'll give you a Tesla if you stick
Production
right
quality.
I already have a car, John.
Same deal.
I don't think I need another one, unlike some people.
John wasn't here last week because he went to get a new Tesla. How is it?
It's wonderful. Went all the way to San Francisco, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the #1.
Nice. And how
I
many
think
is
you
that
did
now?
a tweet about being stuck in the airport, and I was like,
Oh, dude,
you
I
should just
fucking.
drive your new Tesla. But then I was like,
You're gonna make sense.
yeah, I was.
I
Gonna
was like tearing up at the airport just because I wanted to get home so bad. Like my wife was like, "The baby's going crazy." Like he's just throwing a fit, and I was supposed to be home like 3 hours ago. I was like, "Ah, this sucks."
Yeah, he
Getting
didn't.
stuck in an airport is the worst.
Yeah, sure.
No
All right.
flights out.
Whatever. We don't believe you at all now. Now that you tell me the reason that you got stuck in the airport bar.
Bar?
Fucking
Bar?
6 hours.
I
Like,
love how you added that.
yeah, okay, pal. All right, yeah. Your wife's texting you like, the baby's going crazy, and you're like boarding, like, just go. Oh, God. Busted. So,
Busted.
welcome to the stream, Tiger Writer. How are you? I haven't heard you speak yet.
Hi, I'm fantastic.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right.
What?
I kind of don't believe you
What,
now.
I can't be a little animated, John?
No, you have that profile that's taking control of you. That new profile look.
I love it. I really like it because I can.
Yeah, it's real good.
I was doing that on stream like the first day. I was playing a game and I'd be like, "You like this?"
Wait, is that like the new setup always?
Yeah, it's for my stream. It is right now. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. Okay.
It looks really good.
I thought you were making a joke earlier when you're like so excited for this. I was like, all right, yeah, for sure.
Wow, that was
Oh, you're
savage.
being
That's
serious.
why I shaved this. That's why I was shaving this.
Yeah,
That
he
is-
shaved like his little profile. Side.
Savage. Savage
Wait, does that
attack from
matter?
John Sam, man. God damn.
Is this better? Like, should I start doing
Imagine
this?
if you walked out in
I,
like
have,
an
I have a much
outfit.
nicer like
John was
Look
like,
at
is
the
that what you're
difference in-
wearing?
my profile and difference between like looking
That's
straight
John
on, like
Sam,
looking
man.
straight on, you just see like an ogre. Looking to the side, you see like a decently
What
handsome.
are you talking about?
What you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's definitely an ogre from the side as well.
Is it the nose? Because you realize how big my nose is when I'm in this.
What the hell?
I have a completely different left and right profile. And I
No, you
realized now
don't.
that
That's not
yes,
good.
I do. Yes,
No,
I do.
you don't.
Yes, I do. You
Hair on
ready?
one
Okay,
side.
ready?
So this is this side.
Yeah.
and This is this side. Completely
Holy
different.
shit!
Completely different. I'm a
Like,
photographer. I
actually
know these
different.
things.
Is that lighting, though?
No, nope.
How
It's just-
symmetrical are you when you do the thing where you split the face and see how symmetrical it is or whatever?
I think from the front it's symmetrical, but when it's weird, it's just super
Your
bizarre. It's
profile's
like it
So
looks
is
like
your-
my
How's that
nose has a
possible?
Right
different shape.
profile better?
I personally enjoy my right profile better,
Okay,
but
cool.
to each their own, I guess.
This profile
This
sucks.
is
My
like
hair
the
is just so
vainest
big.
conversation.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
Which of
I
my
don't think it's
profiles-
Yeah, I don't either. I don't
It's so
either.
Wait,
confused.
be honest with me. Do I have different profiles?
Let me see.
Okay,
Probably not. I can tell right now. No, you don't.
exactly the same.
Yep.
Damn it.
It was weird. It was like a fucking horizontal flip. That's exactly
Does that mean my
the
face
same.
is well balanced? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Means
Just
I
means you're
wasn't
still, it
punched
just
as a
means you're
kid?
even more better than us than you already were, John. Okay.
Okay, no, stop it.
Anyone who's listening on the MP3 is just fucking raging out
Like,
at the
what?
beginning of
They're
this.
just like,
I'm
play!
so sorry.
Please, I can't see Tiger's new camera setup, and I don't know if they look the same on both
Well,
sides.
then go open it on YouTube and find out what we're talking about.
Wow.
Do it.
And
Yeah, curious.
They're driving,
what if they're
PB?
driving? What if they crash that
Dangerous.
car
Oh,
now?
sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
You just
Yeah,
killed
don't
like
do that while you're
you
driving.
just killed like 45% of our listeners on MP3.
We're all
You just devastated
Oh my
our
God.
bottom line, PB. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I know we're all laughing about this, but 4 hours from now, I'm going to be laying in bed and I'm going to be like, oh my God.
Oh God! Someone just died.
Panic attack.
Every road accident for the next 2 weeks you see on the news,
Yeah,
and be
I'm
like,
gonna be like,
"What were they
"Oh,
doing?
no."
What were they
What were they doing? What was on their phone? What?" You're gonna incriminate yourself in some sort of weird court case that's nothing to
Man
do with
and
it.
family dies due to listening.
Okay, stop
Oh
it.
my God!
on the internet.
to Tabletop Show.
Yeah.
Parents suing the games.
No, don't sue the game. Sue PB. She said it. I disavow everything she said.
I disavow everything said to
Wow. Everybody mark how long it took Brad to throw me under the bus.
And
30
click
seconds.
record now.
Dude,
hey, everyone.
I'll throw you under a real bus if it
Tablestory
gets me out
Darkfire.
of not going to court for one day.
Under a ring.
I hate court and all that. Wearing a suit, just wearing a suit, I don't want to go to court for, you know?
That'd be
I don't care.
funny.
I hate it.
I'd give you a Tesla just to wear
Wait,
a
did
suit.
you just say you would throw me under real bus if it meant you didn't have to go to court?
To wear,
What?
and then I changed it to not even have to wear a suit. I lowered
Well, I
it.
guess that's
friendship,
better than
baby.
having no reason.
Yeah, I hate
to
it.
throw me under
It's
a bus.
more about hating suits than anything else, if that helps.
Okay, Brad. Okay.
That's what it really comes down to. I was like, oh, I don't want to wear a suit. Yeah, let's kill PB.
Let's kill people. All right.
Wow.
Welcome
Got
to
dark, I
D&D,
like it.
everybody, where it's all
Yeah.
happening in your head, but only from this point onwards. Up until then, everything that was said can be used against us in multiple courts of law, and that's why there's no episodes from now on. If you're listening to this on a VOD in 5 years, and we've all been in jail for 4. Welcome back to Darkfire D&D.
What is this?
I don't know. Where we're back on the main quest with the main crew. Last week we did a little one shot because John Sandman wasn't
so good.
here during a pinnacle point of the main story line. So that he didn't miss it, we did a little side swipe. Actually, it was a flash backwards. Christ, what is that called? And why am I so dumb now?
Flashback?
A flashback, the original word. The first one. A flashback.
I'm mad at you guys.
It wasn't really. The thing is, a flashback
Why?
kind of
Why are you mad at us?
makes it feel like it was
watched the
about
end.
these characters. They did all right, actually.
I got the fuck away.
Yeah, it was pretty much designed for you to die, and you survived, which is quite impressive.
Ran. You see how far I ran, John?
Yeah, you just.
Ran.
I ran so far.
Let me get away.
Flock of seagulls. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble now. You can't sing songs anymore. Remember?
What? You really can't.
Yeah, no, you really
Luckily, our
can't.
channel's really under the radar.
Yeah, no one's gonna care. Hopefully this doesn't blow up.
Clickbait.
It will though, because someone's gonna die from a car accident.
Yeah, they're gonna-
Hold
this
on.
was the
It'll
episode.
be all over to
And
it.
That's
then-
PB's real
And
sense
then
of humor.
UMD is going to get all that money. So all
Thanks,
the money is
Wax.
going to go to whoever owns that
Thinking of
song.
it. I don't want to say it.
Anyway, last time the group did a one shot. It's irrelevant pretty much to this episode. So if you want to watch that, you can. You can watch it at any point. It doesn't matter. It's not the previous episode to this one. 2 weeks ago, episode 31, I want to say, or episode 30, might be 31. Was the last episode, and then this one will be episode 32. The thing in between, you could watch it at any point. So I'm gonna recap what we did in that last episode. With the whole group in the main quest, they were in a dungeon underwater, searching for information on the rune of Nightstorm, which was pretty much the main reason, pretty much the first quest they were given by Hasmul all the way back in like episode 2 or 3. They were told to go and look into this rune and this place of magic that they finally found. They went underwater and then all of these horrible things started to happen. It's a wibbly wobbly, upside down, horrible place where all these horrible haunting things are happening to them. They encountered a horrible creature known as an Abolethie, and they fought it as part of the first little fight here when they activated one of the pedestals, and it asked who wanted to sacrifice themselves. 19 sacrificed himself. He was about to die. He didn't die. Technically, he was sent to another place, another realm, the elemental plane of vacuum, I think it's called. And he just is floating there now because he doesn't need oxygen, so he just doesn't die. He just floats around out there. And that was 19's stage exit. Last time, a new character showed up, whose name was... That's right. Old Ass. Old Ass is an old man, and he well, you didn't say it, so now that's your name, and that's why you should listen to the cues.
How am I supposed to know you're pointing at me?
Because who else am I? You are the one.
You're the only one that had a new character.
Maybe I wanted to let someone else say my name.
No, your name's Old Ass. Old Ass showed up. He was taken to Hasmul and pretty much immediately bound to a pursuit the same way that the others were, and thrown in almost literally as a replacement for 19, because that's what Hasmul said right at the beginning of the campaign. He said, if you're the 4 that I found nearby, so you're doing this for me now, and if you die or whatever, I'll just find some people to replace you. And that's pretty much what he did here. So he grabbed this person and threw them in. You guys encountered him. You kind of had your back and forth, and then you continued on with the dungeon. You moved into an area where you saw one of those ethereal visions, and it was of the halfling swimming upwards. Other than that, nothing really happened. You kind of explored a little further into another cavern, into some other chambers in this underwater sunken kind of temple looking place, these broken and ruined hallways with this ancient writing all over them glittering in the darkness. And you found another pedestal in a room that looked like it had a lot of very large sarcophagus looking things, stone looking coffins. When you activated the pedestal, a huge kind of maelstrom of water and vortex pulled you kind of into it, and then you found yourselves in a drier room, and you were standing and no longer swimming for the first time since you entered the dungeon, with no doors or exits in the room. There was just a stone head above you of like a demon looking thing with like 6 eyes and horns, with water pouring out of its mouth into 3 holes on the ground. There were these weird sort of triangle slabs on the ground. There was this big depiction of a 10-sided star with all these images on it, and the monster's face in the center of it. Above it was a script. Did you say what the script said to them? I think you did, right?
Yep.
That said something along the lines of life leads us down dark roads, but it's sometimes necessary to see the light. And then, while you guys were trying to work out what to do, who put their hand in the hole in the ground? That's right.
Old Ass.
Old Ass did.
Oh, right. Excuse me, Old Ass.
Thank you. And that's where we're going to pick up from today. Let me throw you back into the scene that we had y'all on. Do you ever find that you have too many scenes in Roll20 and you can't actually bring the thing over far enough? I do, and that's what just happened there. So back underwater. Oh no, you're not underwater. You're not underwater, but you are in the in like a ruined kind of room looking thing. The walls aren't, it's not ruined. I don't know why I said that. I'm just fucking talking shit. Let me restart. You are once again in this room. Everything in here isn't ruined. It's perfect in the same way that the original temple that Hasmul was in. You find yourself in this like pristine looking, almost brand new looking room. The stone slabs that make the flooring and the depiction on the wall and the stone head above you are covered in that archaic language and writing, and everything looks brand new here. It's very dry. You guys find yourselves, and you are dry as well. Your clothing is dry, even though you were just underwater like a moment ago. And apart from a few splashes of the water that's coming out from this stone head at the ceiling, you see Old Ass put his hand into the hole, and I believe you rolled me a dice, and apparently I didn't write it down, and maybe that was what the issue was that was going on with my campaign notes earlier on. So
it's really weird to say this, but I'm almost certain the number was 6 or 7. Like crazy weird flashback memory. As soon as I think it was a 6 or a 7.
Lucky for me, I can go all the way
I was just gonna say, can't we scroll back and see it?
Yeah.
Scroll back. Was I right? That's what I want to know. It was an investigation check, right?
I think I just had you roll a d20. That's what I wrote down, but then I didn't write down what you actually got, because apparently I'm the worst DM of all time. There's no way I actually believed that I would remember it in 2 weeks. I'd remember that number, so I probably wrote it down somewhere else. But apparently, it's gone.
You want me to roll again?
Definitely
I'll
not.
find it. Give me a second.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
It was you rolled a history check, then you rolled an investigation. Oh, it was an investigation check, and you rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh no, you rolled a 3 on a d20. There it is. You rolled a 3.
I knew it was something low. I was pretty certain it was something low.
Whew.
So you put your hand in.
And that's where we ended.
It was the hand with the bracer on it, by the way, and it was me feeling for holes.
The bracer doesn't fit in. I think it was the other hand.
It was the other one.
It was not the other hand, because you asked me specifically, you said, is it the bracer hand or not? And I said, it is the bracer hand. I remember that specifically.
I thought that you said that it wasn't the bracer hand, and that was
I'm pretty
why
sure
you
he
chose
said it was.
Doesn't matter.
I don't
Doesn't matter. Your hand fits in there. You feel your hand goes. It doesn't matter because your hand goes in. The bracer's on your wrist. Your hand goes in there. About 2 inches into the hole, you feel the bottom of it like a stone, as if there's no hole there at all. It just looks like there's a hole, and maybe you only get maybe an inch or 2 of your finger into the hole before you touch what feels like stone. Feeling around, it just feels like water is just in. It just feels like there's water in the hole. That's it.
It's just a moist hole. That's it.
Not moist, drenched. It's like your hand is in the hole.
So when I'm in the hole, why is this so weird to talk about right now?
Because we're fucking fucked in the mind, and that's it.
It's true.
There's
That's
no
the face that's getting me.
escaping it. And I actually completely forgot about this until this moment, that this was the whole last 15 minutes of the last session as well.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are again, and there's no avoiding it.
I got my hand in there. Well, it appears that there's nothing. It's not a very deep hole. I'm just saying, it's not very deep. Maybe the other one will be deeper, and I stick my hand in another hole.
You stick your hand in the other hole. Roll me a d20.
So anticlimactic from last week. So anticlimactic.
Of course it was.
I'm checking all the holes. That's the only proper way to do this. So
A 6. Same thing. You put your hand in there, and it's like if you wasn't seeing all of this water pour out and into these 3 holes, you'd think this was impossible. Like, you feel around it, it just feels like a cup or something. Like, you can feel the bottom. It doesn't feel like there's holes in there. It doesn't feel like the water has anywhere to run off to. It just feels like it's hitting stone, and it should just be hitting the stone and filling up immediately. It's like 2 inches deep, but when you look at it, it's dark, and it looks like your fingers disappear into the darkness as well.
So you're not feeling anything?
Nothing. I'm not feeling anything at all. You know what? There's one more hole. Why not put my hand in the last hole?
Roll me a d20, sorry.
19.
A 19. You place your hand into this hole as well, and it is the exact same thing. Your fingers touch the bottom immediately, and you feel around a little bit. There's nowhere for the water to be running off to. Again, though, you don't see the fingers as soon as they sort of enter. It's probably quite difficult to see as well because you've got a lot of rushing water. The water is hitting your hands and probably splashing off and stuff as well, by the way.
I have an idea, but it's a little weird. Do you have something very flat and large we could put to make the water not go into the holes anymore? Like, we could use something so we could see. I could make a light in the hole and see if I could look down in it. Does anybody have anything big enough we could make the water go a different direction for a couple of minutes? Does anybody?
I mean, we could use my shield.
How big is your shield? Could your shield do enough that I could maybe light a torch and shine it in the hole? 'Cause if it gets wet, it'll just go out, yes?
I mean, we could guide the water in another direction other than the holes.
Well, if you want to try, why not? What else do we have better to do? We're stuck together here, and
I whip out my shield or bring it around, and I'm gonna put it up against the water and sort of make like a like a waterfall off to the side, away from the holes.
Yeah, you hold the shield up. The water hits the shield and then just starts to cascade off of it away from the holes. It allows you to see the holes. The water just runs off onto one side. The room is built in such a way that it isn't it's pretty flat here, so it just starts to fill up, but it does start running back down towards the holes eventually and start to like fill out that way, but it is just spreading out across the room over the other side wherever you've aimed the cascade of water. Where you see the holes, they just look like 3 black holes, little perfectly round holes that you, that's it, they just look like holes. They look like they go really far down, but after what old as is saying, he's putting his hands in and touching the bottom, it's confusing.
I would like to I'm going to do 2 things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to light my hooded lantern. So I take and I open up my huge cloak, and at my right side there's a lantern, and he pulls it off, lights it, and I want to put that over the holes. And as I do it, I look, by the way, what part of the world are we in? Do you know anybody? It just crossed my mind that I don't have any clue where I am, outside of already not knowing where I am.
Well, technically, we're not really sure, but if we are in the same place where we were when we entered, then we are very close to Rosegard. You could say inside Rosegard.
Inside Rosegard, you say?
Yes.
So there's a possibility when we leave we might be inside Rosegard?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And he just completely like focuses off the conversation. I want to put the lamp over the holes and see if I see like if that light goes into the holes and does anything.
You hold the lantern up to the holes and it doesn't change what you see. It lights up the stone around it. You can see that it glitters off of the stone and where it's wet, but the hole themselves remain black.
Still nothing. Put my lamp back in.
Brad, the water that's running, how does it look again? It's just like this big waterfall, kind of, right? That's just coming down. Water's just coming down.
Yep, hitting the shield, going off to one side, half of it running back into the holes, some of it just spilling out across the rest of the room.
And the holes look deeper than they are from what he's felt.
Yeah.
They look like they could go on forever, kind of.
They just look like like a literal, just a gutter hole, like just straight down.
I wonder if that traps. What about you two? Do you two have any ideas what we could try to do? Either of you? Rin, was it?
I hate to bring up the possibility, but there are 3 holes, yes?
Yes.
3.
Maybe 3 of us need to stick our hands in them.
I very much do not want to do that.
Well, I've already done it, so I'll do it again. It wouldn't be the first hole I've had my hand in, so...
I'm actually holding the shield, so I really don't have a hand to use right now.
I'll do it.
Let the water run in it. Maybe you don't have to do it. Maybe... do you not like
my
that?
hand in the hole.
Okay, one hand. Yeah, give me. If you're putting a hand in a hole, give me a d20.
That's 19.
4 for me.
6 for me.
6 from you. 19, 4, and 6. So
I am rather proficient in putting my hands in holes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll add your proficiency to the roll. What
That's
is it?
an additional 2 then.
Okay, so 21 from you, a 4 from Rin, and a 6 from Old Ass. And this will be the only week I call you that, but it is what I'm going to call you for the whole session. The 3 of you put hands in holes, and you all feel the same thing as it seems that Old Ass is feeling as he puts his hands in the holes. Like straight away, it's just like if you were to just immediately feel the bottom, your fingers disappear into the darkness, into the black, but the bottom is right there, and you can even, like, you know, maybe there's like a moment where you just tap it and then you put your hands in and feel around, It just feels like stone, and you can feel the sides and stuff. There doesn't appear to be any holes in there or any way for it to disappear. Again, you can't see your fingers, but all three of you have the same experience.
Nothing.
Oh my god, that was my dog's head. Because he's crazy.
Buddy.
Okay.
Buddy.
He does it so much now because he's so crazy. He's just old and jumps up and down on things all the time. He hits his head on stuff all day now. It's so awful.
Emma heard that from the other.
Yeah.
LOL.
Oh my god, dude, stop. You gotta just let me pick you up. He does this thing where he half wants me to pick him up and half jumps now, and I don't know why. Like, pick one.
It always makes a fantastic noise.
It is a perfect noise. It's like the perfect dunk comedy hit your head noise. He's all right. He's got what I did.
It's that sound that Gandalf's head makes when he hits the beat across
Yes.
Bilbo's
Maybe the
house.
full beat. Yeah.
It's exactly that. He's all right though. He's double R Merlin. When he was really young, he fell down every single step on the set of stairs at my mum's house. Like when we just got him, and he walked all the way up to the top of the stairs, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then he went and he just fell down every single step and hit every single one. And at the bottom, he laid still for about 5 seconds, and I was like, "Fuck, he's dead." And he just got up and went and walked off. And that's just how he reacts to pain. Like he's really good with it. He doesn't complain about pain or anything. It's only annoying when he's actually sick or injured, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I never know. He doesn't like cry or anything. He's good. Anyway, passed all his death saving throws on every step. Yeah. So all three of you touch these holes, and you feel the bottom, and it doesn't feel like there's anywhere for this water to be going. But the water is being still sent off in another direction. Some of it is still trailing in and trickling in from the ground.
Nothing?
No, nothing.
Well,
What was the other bit of information
water.
that we had? The writing that was there.
Life leads us down dark pathways, but sometimes we have to see light, something like that.
these holes are very dark, which would make me think, but I don't think we're going to
Oh, I got it.
What? Drift,
I'm
what?
gonna look in one of the holes while the shield's still up. I'm gonna like put my face into one of the holes.
Okay. Give me a dex, just a flat dex check first to not completely cover everyone in water. You gotta be pretty dexterous to do this weird ballet
Straight
move.
dex?
Yeah, just give
Or
me a
safe?
straight dex. Just a straight dex roll.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
18, baby.
You do like the perfect like a balancing act of turtling a shell above your head and keeping the water away from everyone. And then you put your face.
Yeah, I'm going into the hole.
Oh, your head is way too big. There.
No, just my eye. Just my eye. I want to fully cover the hole and look.
Try
through
and get your eye as close to it as possible.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check. 12. You put your eye in the hole, and it's just blackness. Just black. Just pure black darkness.
Whoa.
What? What do you see?
Blackness.
Oh, yes.
As
Yeah. There's
That's-
nothing down there, guys.
not exactly helpful.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right.
And there's nothing else in this room, just this waterfall-ish thing.
The waterfall thing, the holes,
Yep.
and then the big painting on the wall with the abyssal writing over the top.
Can I touch the painting? Is there anything on the mural that looks like it might be indented, or like that I can push it, like one of the 6 eyes on the monster?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, my Lily character sheet.
9. You can touch it, and I think you probably do. Maybe run your fingers along some parts. It's an engraving that depicts the thing. It's not a painting
Okay.
or anything like that. It's a really
Okay.
masterfully done. There's a lot of detail in it, in areas that you would expect there to be. Like when you get up close to maybe one of the animal faces that is on one of the stars, you can see that it has like whiskers and things like that. It's pretty well done. It's not overtly detailed, but in terms of the craftsmanship, it's pretty well. executed, but the whole thing is just, honestly, it just probably looks like an engraving to you. And then when you're running your hands over the points, or maybe expecting something to happen, or maybe pressing parts, it generally just seems like an engraving on a wall here.
Does it look like we can potentially get the water from the waterfall to go into the engraving?
Well, the room is pretty small, but you could probably do it, yeah, for sure. The room's about 25 feet high. It's probably about 30 feet by 30 feet across. Like, it's not ginormous. It's almost like a perfect square, you'd say.
Have you tried touching the water yet?
Well,
Touching the water?
I mean, other than sticking our hands in, no,
What
I'm
if...
gonna bring the shield down and
Does
let it.
anyone have a light?
Yes, I do. Would you like it?
One that's not soggy.
Yes.
Well, yes, maybe if we bring some light over to the holes.
Pulls his lantern out again, lights it.
He did that. So he has a hooded lantern. In terms of the room, it's quite gloomy in here, but because of the constant glittering glow of all of these archaic runes, it does light the room up a little bit. As soon as he lights a lantern, you can kind of see relatively well in here. And he did shine a light into the holes, and he didn't illuminate the holes. However, he just let the water run back in, so that's going to obscure the holes a little more. But you can still try it.
All right, so we've tried taking the water away. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything else that might be able to help deviate the water away from the holes. Does anyone else have anything? Maybe we can use our backpacks.
Maybe I want to put the light up to the painting, and can I do an investigation check, please?
What are you looking for?
Investigation.
I'm looking for kind of similar to what, yeah, I couldn't say it. Kind of similar to what Rim was looking for, but I think I'm more looking for, like, because of like my background, I'm more looking for, like, when I look for traps and stuff like that, I'd be looking for like a button or like somewhere in the wall where I'd run my hands against the painting and feel like somewhere that might push in, or just something that seems out of the ordinary.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Okie-dokie. I'll do this for you, Brad, because I love you so much. You're my friend. Interesting that I only have a 1 in investigation. I
A
got
plus
10.
1. It's potentially a 21 though. A 10. You you do probably the same thing as Rin, but you maybe get a little closer with the lantern to try and look for things on here. And I think you probably think the same thing. You come away with the same idea that she had, that it pretty much just looks like an engraving. It doesn't seem to be any secret buttons in here or any hidden mechanisms or anything strange like that. If there's something magical in nature, I doubt you will have picked that up. But in terms of just like shining a light on it, it doesn't change it. Pressing some areas, running a finger and tracing some of the parts, for the most part, it just seems like an engraving on a wall and really intricately done.
I don't feel anything on this either. Well, we're in this room. Do you think I can get there?
Do you
Up
think
where?
I think I might be able to get up there to where the water is coming through.
Try.
Doesn't hurt to... Well, it might hurt to try if you fall.
Good, if I fall, it's quite a way up there. How far is it up there, Brad?
About 25 feet up is the ceiling. The big stone head thing is relatively large. It's about 4 feet across, so, and maybe about 2 feet down, so it's a little lower down. 20
Does it look like I'd be able
to 25 feet
it?
up.
Like, is there something I could jump off of to try to get up there? Or something along those lines, like grab that?
Whichever one of these three is the tallest is probably the only real thing in here. There isn't any plateaus or any change to the room. You're in a pretty much straight up cube.
Which one of you are the strong?
I'm sorry, what?
It's simple. Which one of you are the strongest? Whose shoulders could spring me up? If that makes any sense. Like, you would sit down and
Drift is rather strong, I suppose.
I can do it.
So what I'd like to do is,
after all,
we have one of two options. You can either bend over and I can jump off of your back, or if you think you're strong enough, you can stay still, brace yourself, and I will jump up and push myself off of your shoulders. Yes.
All the way up there?
Maybe I can try. The worst that happens is if I miss that I've...
I don't think that'll work. Do we have any sort of
Gotta get up there.
pitons or climbing apparatus?
Say pecans.
No, I didn't.
That's why he said pecans. Well, I don't have anything I could climb with, but I'm pretty nimble. I think I could... As long as you're sure I could make it off your back, I think I could get to that stone head.
You want me to just shoot it?
Shoot the stone head? What do you mean?
I don't know. Why are you gonna go up there when I could just shoot it?
Well, I want to see if I could get up into where the water's coming. That would be too complicated. It couldn't be that complicated, could it? What would we down here for? It's some kind of puzzle, am I wrong? It's got to be
Pull out my crossbow and I'm gonna shoot an arrow into it.
So, do any of you, by any chance, have
As he's
Give
talking.
me an attack
Just-
roll.
a little food that could help my well-being of my hit points, or anything along those lines by chance? Anything that might maybe you have one of those potions?
Wait, Drift. Before you do that,
Anybody? No.
maybe I should shoot it. I think that's a good idea. But let me go ahead and instead of a crossbow, let me use my bow.
I haven't used this thing. All right.
It's okay. I can do it.
And that's where the creature with the 6 eyes is. Up
So
there?
when you look up, what you see is like a fucking demon head with an open mouth pouring water out of it. It has like 6 eyes, and then the horns come out of the side of its head and attach to the ceiling, and it's mostly just a big thing coming down.
No, Oldest has a very big infatuation suddenly, Drift. He walks over to you. Can I see that crossbow?
What are you aiming for when you fire this, by the way? Are you aiming into the hole or at the stone?
I stopped. Rin
Yeah,
stopped.
I'm
I mean-
I
What about the
stopped.
eyes?
I'm gonna do it.
What about the eyes?
I see that crossbow you had out just a second ago.
I'm gonna pull out while he's doing this. I'm gonna pull out my rope and I'm gonna attach it to an arrow that cannot be broken, which I have in my inventory. And I'm gonna
yes, you
use
do.
this arrow. Yeah.
Careful. Careful.
And
Um,
yeah,
It's rough.
so you attach a rope to the arrow,
Just
Yep.
knock
and
the
then I'm
arrow.
gonna. Yep, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fire it.
You-
Anywhere that looks like it would, I guess, stick so that he can climb up. You know, I don't know. I want to look for somewhere that looks like it would, if I could get an arrow in there, it would wedge far enough in. So if that's an eye socket, that's an eye socket. If there's like a ridge or something, I'd rather do that.
There's
it'll be
maybe
the
there's
best
yeah.
option.
I think probably the horns come out and attach
Yes.
to the ceiling, and probably there's
Yeah.
a couple of little holes in there that you could loop a rope
Okay.
through.
Oldest, can I have that back? Oldest,
Do you have a hemp rope?
can I have that back?
It's,
Yes.
This is a
Just says rope.
fat hemp rope attached to an arrow.
Yeah.
There's 2 different kinds, I believe. It's silk and hemp.
Yeah, what type of
The hemp
rope are you
might be a
attaching through?
little
I don't know. It just says rope.
The thing is only 25 feet away from you, which is pretty high, but not so high that you could probably potentially just attach a rock to the end of it and throw it, kind of thing. Attaching a hemp
really?
rope. Hemp rope is like that fat rope that you get in
The
gym
big
class.
one. Okay.
I have hemp rope.
Well, it can't be broken, so I just need to get it up there.
Right, but how?
That's
It's
the name
going
of the
to.
episode.
You need to take better care of your cross. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
But there isn't a rock or anything nearby. I don't have anything that I could attach to this to throw it over. Do you?
This demon head has 6 eyes. What
Yes.
if we are meant to shoot them? Close the eyes, and then it can't see.
Oh, for darkness.
that, yes.
That's right. That's
And then
brilliant.
That's genius.
That's so smart, Eero.
Would you like me to put out my lantern or keep it on? Maybe we should keep it. Is it
So
not-
I will actually put that arrow away, and then I will take out my regular arrows, and I'm gonna try to shoot one of the eyes.
Okay.
Sorry, Olds.
Yeah.
While you're saying this, I'm gonna.
And then an arrow goes off. Yeah.
I'm going to step back a little bit, and I'll keep the lantern over here just in case the lights do go out, as you say. I'm going to step back. I step back away from like that whole situation where the water's at.
Yeah, you step back and then an arrow goes ting and pings off of some stone in the ceiling. I think you probably just hit the eye. You don't need to give me damage because I don't think it's possible for you to do any damage here unless... No, that's literally impossible. So you hit the eye.
It was a 16.
It was a 16. It just hits one of the eyes. You see it. Maybe you were aiming for like the top eye, but it hits the bottom one. And it just hits the eye almost perfectly. I think most people can see that it did. The arrow like ping hits, flings off one way, hits the roof, and then lands somewhere behind Drift. The eye doesn't close, and there's no damage done to the stone.
Okay, I go pick my arrow back up. Well, any other ideas?
Not really.
What if we get it really dark in here somehow?
Where's the light coming from that's in here that's not my lantern?
Everywhere. Every single tiny little glittering piece of lettering on every single piece of stone.
Well,
3 holes, 6 eyes.
6 eyes, 3 holes.
I just said that.
Yes, I was copying you.
I walk over to one of the holes and I'm gonna take a drink of the water.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
You drink the water.
This is my last resort.
Do I
How
feel
much?
Refreshed? Just like pull some up in my hands and take some.
Give a
I
slurp.
don't know, like a
Do a
sip.
little slurp.
Yeah, you drink it. It's super.
Probably
it's,
more than a sip.
It's very salty.
Oh, seawater.
Did you just take a drink of that water?
Yeah. What of it?
Was it good?
It's salty like seawater.
Oh, don't drink that. That'll make you sick.
Yes, very.
I'll be fine. One
Hydrate.
sip, I'll be fine.
I'm gonna take my shield again and I'm gonna put it up and run it off to like where we're standing. Does water start to fill up, or is this room way too big for that to happen? That would take like years.
It kind of starts to fill up, but it runs to the center of the room and starts to leave through the holes eventually. But I mean, it starts to pull up and push out across the room. It doesn't like sink or disappear or anything like that. It moves as if you were just in your own garage or something, and you just start pouring water around.
Right. But it would take a long time to fill this whole room up.
Give me an int check.
21.
If there weren't holes, it probably wouldn't take as long as you maybe would expect. There's a lot of water that is really realistically pouring out of that hole. It's a pretty big demon head thing, and there's a decent amount coming out. It'd take a little while. It wouldn't be like, oh, and you're suddenly the whole room is filled, but you could probably fill the room up in maybe like an hour.
Since we're not completely immersed in water, relying on these pendants, perhaps it would be a good idea to rest here.
In this
That
room?
would be great. I'm exhausted actually.
I'm rather tired. It's better than relying on some magic that we don't know anything about. I mean, we don't really know much about this either, but at least we're not relying on these pendants. We have no idea how long they last.
You could all nap for a while, and I could keep guard for a little bit if we're worried at all.
I'm rather tired. It will take me some time.
You're taking a whole nap? Are you thinking a whole sleep, or just sleeping for a few little bits?
I would definitely need to take a long rest.
All right. How many hit points do you get back on a half rest, Brad?
You
hit
roll
die.
your hit dice.
Yeah, you would roll your hit dice, so you'd get whatever you roll,
Okay.
and then you lose
You
those
get-
hit dice for now.
Well, if you'd like, I can take a watch if we're worried about anything happening. If not, we could all just go to sleep, I suppose.
I mean, I don't think anything's gonna happen in here.
All right. Well,
I only need a couple of hours, so I can trade watch with you if you'd like.
All right, get some sleep, and we'll resume this in a few hours.
Yes.
I'm going to need at least 8 hours.
Yeah, 8
okay,
hours.
yeah.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Yes. If I wake up, I'll just do some more contemplating about how to get us out of this little room.
And I'm I haven't really been showing it very much, but as soon as I kind of like sit down and try and make like a spot with my bedroll, I'd probably pass right out. Like I'm just super exhausted.
Yeah, you find a corner. Where do you think you sleep in this room? If you imagine the room, obviously it's just 4 cubes. One side of it has the depiction of the painting on it. If you were picking a corner or a wall,
I want to sleep on the wall side that's facing that.
at the opposite side, on the other side of the water pouring down.
Yeah, I want to see the mural thingy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'd probably
look
do
at
the
that.
same.
Okay. And
Before I go to bed, can I just investigate where the holes are in the room?
in what sense? They're in the middle of the room.
It's just the 3 holes. That's it.
Just, yeah, that is all there is in this room. 3 holes in the center, the demon head pouring the water out, and
So if I plug those 3 holes, the room would fill up quicker.
if
Possibly.
yeah,
From my intelligence check.
basically, yeah, you would fill the room up with water.
Okay. I'll go to. I will rest with them for now.
Okay. And
Just fast forwarding.
you're not taking a rest.
Me?
Yeah, Olds.
I think that at some point I'd probably be up for a little
Are
longer
you
than they
doing,
were.
are you doing
but
watches, or are you all going to sleep? Is really my question, I think.
I'm going to sleep.
For
think-
sure doing watch. Like
Sleep.
I thought Olds was taking first watch.
Yeah, I'll take the first watch then.
I probably just pass out.
Yeah, I don't know if Rin can, even if she were to do watch number 1, I think she'd fall asleep through it. So I'm just gonna go sleep.
Sleep.
I'll take the first watch.
Watch.
Good.
And how? Okay, you're gone.
Yeah.
You two already pass out?
No, I'm still up. What's up?
How old are you?
19.
I was just curious. You seem like a very strong young one. Just wanted to say that. While they're sleeping, if I may ask you a question.
Yeah.
I showed up at a very hard time, it seemed, for you 3. Your friend, the woman here, she's very irritable, I've noticed. And Eero, he seems very smart. And how did you 3 end up here? Well, I guess there was 4, but how did you end up here?
This was our quest.
Your quest, which is now my quest, yes?
Yeah, we were put on it just like you.
Yes. By that fire thing, right?
Asmal.
Yes. Has more.
Anything else?
Yeah, thanks for not trying to kill me. I'm very grateful for that. I thought I'd tell you that because you seem like the calmest out of the 3 of them. One was trying to hide from me. She punched me in the face, and you just seemed a little irritable, but I understand. So I figured I'd take a moment to try to relate, I guess.
Okay.
That's all. There's not really anything else other than that. If you decide to sleep, I'll watch for a little while. Should I wake you up first, or who should I wake up?
You can wake me up next whenever you're feeling tired.
All right, I will do that.
Right. Thanks for watching.
You're welcome.
And I go shuffle it into a corner, probably by Rin. And I'll crash out.
I have a question, Brad. It's important.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, it's your.
I'll lift up my arm for drift.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Are
your watch.
are the-
So yeah, you tell me what you want to do within.
Are the
like,
3 of
first-
them 100% asleep? Like, are all of them asleep?
I assume that you 3 are going to sleep, and I doubt that
Yep.
there's much that would keep you awake, considering how much you 3 particularly have been through. So you're probably quite exhausted and tired. So I imagine that they'd probably all fall asleep pretty quickly, unless you very specifically are trying to stay awake and watch him. Any one of you 3. No.
Nope. Too tired for that.
Yeah, I think they're probably asleep, and you can pretty obviously discern that. They seem exhausted once you see them finally fall asleep, and how quickly they fall asleep in this place that probably you would struggle to fall asleep in. You were just chilling in a fucking tavern, like, what, 20 minutes ago? To just suddenly appear in this fucking underwater place, and then you were underwater and it was just horrible, and then suddenly you're in here. I think you might even struggle to fall asleep if you were to try and sleep now, whereas they all just fall asleep. So I think you can probably see a level of exhaustion over them, not an actual level of exhaustion.
Probably I actually went to sleep with clothes on, but like after you like turn your head away and like look back, I'm like somehow naked.
Every time you turn away and look back, he's lost another item of clothing.
Like a cat when it's trying to come around the corner.
Yeah. And he's like kicking his clothes off like a baby.
Well, what have I gotten into? Don't take anything from them. I peek over at the three of them and all their stuff.
Oh.
They have some weird looking stuff. Their clothes are all fucked.
What is that sword he's got on his back? It looks way too big for him. This waterfall is not helping me any. 3 holes, 3 hands, nothing. Water came down, they're sleeping. I'm wide awake. I'm not even a little bit tired. There's going to be such a boring 8 hours. What could I do? How could I figure this out? Can I do another perception check, Brad? And in the room, I'm really trying to figure out where the light's coming from.
You know where the light is coming from. It's not a thing you need to do a check for.
Okay. Where's the light coming from?
all of the runes. So the everything in here that isn't you guys and isn't the water is covered in the archaic language that you recognize from the tales or the books that you studied. I can't remember what it was that you worked it out, but you know a little on what that is. It's this old ancient writings that's usually found on artifacts and things in the before time when the ancient magi were around. Archaic is the language, is what it is, and I'm going to quote marks all of that. Language. No one has actually proved that it's a language, and it's not a thing that anyone seems to be able to translate. But it looks like that. There are little runes and sort of hieroglyph-looking symbols, and they're very small. But each one of them glitters and sparkles in blues, whites, and purples. And in general, there's so much of it across all of the slabs and the stone head and the walls and things that it just creates enough light that there's a general gloom that lights the room up around you.
I've got 8 hours to think. Potentially 4. I should probably sleep for a little bit. Try to force myself to get rid of this alcohol that's in my system. I take out a ration and I start eating a ration to try to sober up a little bit.
Okay. Give me a con save for the next couple hours of sitting around.
Did my punch not sober you up at all?
It definitely did, but I still he was pretty
okay.
He would got in there. He wasn't super drunk, but he was definitely like it a little bit, a little bit hurt. 8.
I don't think you sober up too much. You're probably a lot more sober than you were 20 minutes ago in general, because you were just suddenly thrown into a fiery place and then underwater in the cold, and then you were in a room here and you were punched during that time, and you've eaten some food and stuff, but it's still not been that long, and you've been drinking all day. You're not blackout drunk though.
No, I know I'm not. I haven't been blackout drunk since I was with my parents. Their fucking loot store. God damn it. I know, sleeping. 3 holes, waterfall. I just tried to figure this out a little more. How could I make it? It has to have something to do with these lights. I bet we could make it dark in here. I have nothing I could do to cover up all of these ruins for the next 8 hours. What if I... Takes out his crowbar.
Right.
God damn it.
What could I do? The painting on the wall, what was the painting?
It's not a painting really, it's an engraving. It's just really well done. And it is a it pretty much takes up the entire center portion of the wall on the opposite side to where the guys are sleeping. And it is a 10-point star. And there's a bunch here. There's a decent amount on here, but the most prominent images are an array of sort of symbols and imagery that just take up the background somewhat. And in the foreground is the star itself, and on each star is animals, monsters, various faces, kind of humanoid-looking things, weapons and runes on different points, looking over it just in general. And at the center of it is the face of the creature that's above you, the monster, and it's kind of in the shape of the rune which was on the podium up above you. You can kind of make out within it, kind of like one of those trick eye things, the shape of the rune, which I'll throw up on the screen as well, just to remind peeps of generally the shape. This. So even though there is a 10-point star within this, and there's all these shapes and stuff, you can also make out the intricate kind of design that is this odd rune, hidden almost within the engraving. It's super intricate, it's like a super engraving, but there's obvious points, and then there's a lot of stuff going on here.
How far is the engraving from the waterfall?
The room is about 30 feet across, and the waterfall is right at the center of it, so roughly 15 feet.
And the image engraving, if I were to turn around, is the stone face looking down at the engraving, or is it facing away?
If you think of the chin of it as being sort of facing, because it's looking downwards, there's the horns and the chin and then the eyes, maybe to give you an idea. The chin is facing the way where the engraving is, and the face is kind of just looking straight down, but the top of the head would be facing the area where they're sleeping. The chin, being the bottom part, would be pointing towards the thing. So it's not really facing anything but straight down, but that's the way round it is above you.
I should try to sleep a little bit. Eyes open. Jesus Christ, where have I gotten myself today? One second you're drinking and eating porridge, and the next second you're in a fucking cold. It's chilly in here. How are they sleeping with no blankets on? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I take the crowbar and I put it to the very center of the thing. And as I get it to the center, I stop and I go, oh, but what if I do something and it changes everything and then it wakes them up and they don't get any sleep? You know, I'll just wait. And when I wake up, I'll do what I think I'm going to try. I'll let them sleep. And I'd like to fast forward through the first 4 hours.
Sure.
And then drift up after 4 hours.
Yeah, give me a D20. Roll another D20 for me. 10. Yeah, you maybe wander around, think of some more things that you can try and do to cover up some of these lights, investigate the painting or the engraving a little more, but you don't really probably come up with much. Your plan is to do whatever you're going to do with the crowbar, and you pass the time. I think probably you begin to sober up a little more over that time as well, so probably by the time that you go to wake up Drift, you probably feel a little better. In general, nothing really happens. There's no sounds or sights or anything that really changes this room. It's probably almost a little maddening for a little while, because it's just the sound of the water rushing from the demon head into the holes. But after about 4 hours, I think you're probably like coming towards the point where you're like, probably around 4 hours has passed, and I'm gonna go and wake up Drift in a minute, and that's probably when Rin probably comes out of her thing
Yeah.
because she only needs 4 hours because she's meditating, and you probably
I'm
come
bending
out of
over to shake him. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I was supposed to wake him up. Yes.
Figure anything out?
Well, I didn't figure anything out that we probably didn't already know. I tried to take some reasoning into it by looking at the engraving. The face above, the chin of it is facing the engraving, which means the engraving is looking at this wall across from us, and so is the face that is spewing out the water. They're both facing this wall. I guess that could have something to do, but I'd be honest, I'm just now, I think, almost completely sober, but now I'm a little sleepy. Almost like if you have a couple of beers and you get tired. So I might try to sleep for a few hours. But I did,
Sure.
if you look at it though, it does appear that everything is looking at that wall over there. And before I go to lay down, Brad, can I investigate the wall that both the faces are looking at and see if I see anything out of the ordinary on that wall?
the wall that both the faces are looking at.
So like you know how the engraving would be.
Oh,
so
it would be
engraving
the opposite
here,
wall. Yeah.
And then the mouth would be here. The
Yeah.
eyes are pointing towards that wall, and the engraving eyes are looking at that wall, right?
The eyes above you are really more looking straight down.
Okay, they're more
The
straight
other
down.
side is looking at the other wall.
Still want to investigate that wall.
Sure, yeah. Give me an investigation check as you look it over. We can even say that you did this in your 4 hours because you've had a long time
Oh, that's right.
pacing
that's
up and down in this cell.
3.
It's a wall.
It's a wall.
All right. Well, I looked at this wall over here, and I tried to see if I could figure anything out because it's looking down. It's looking this way. I'll be honest. I have not a fucking clue, but I did take a few hours to try, but I didn't really figure anything out.
All right.
Feel free
Well,
to look.
I will.
I'm going to lay down now, and I lay down, and I got one eye open for about the first 20 minutes as I'm laying down before I drift off.
Does Drift look super sleepy still? Like, I don't want to wake him up if he looks like he could use some more rest.
John.
I
I don't know how
look
fucked
pretty
up
tired.
you are.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to, because I sit to meditate. So I just imagine you're kind of like sleeping on my lap. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to like lift you up a little bit and then move out of the way and like set you down.
Awesome.
And I'm assuming Iro looks exhausted as well. So I'm not going to wake him up. He's also, naked and hugging his clothes for a pillow. So,
No, the
No.
loot.
oh, the loot.
The loot is just placed
The
in
loot.
like the perfect kind of cinematic way to cover his bits.
You probably hear the occasional strumming.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god. Okay. So, yeah, I will. Yeah, I guess I have some ideas, but I don't really know how to execute them. So I will just wait the 4 hours.
Okay.
I'll probably I'll run a few investigation checks so that I can look around the room. But other than that, we
Yeah.
can just skip
Give me
ahead
an
when people are
investigation
gonna
check
wake
because you're probably going to spend 4 hours looking
Yeah.
around.
up. 11.
I feel like you probably don't come to any like eureka moments looking around the room. You look it
Can I
over,
do
you
one other thing?
check a few things, but yeah, it seems the same. And yeah, what do you want to do?
Since I have several hours, I want to look for symbols on the wall that match the tattoos that we have. Because I know I know that the tattoos we have are part of something bigger. So I'd love to just look and see if I can find them at all.
Yeah,
So
give
would
me.
that be like Arcana or something?
I think it's just another investigation check, to be
Oh, okay,
honest.
okay,
Just looking it over.
20.
Bam! Yeah,
Holy
you
crap.
maybe spend a decent amount of time looking this thing over. Either that, or you're able to figure out, you can pull from this thing immediately the images that you're looking for, and because of that, you're aware that there aren't any. There's nothing on here that you
Okay.
really recognize as overtly sort of Praetorian at all. For the most part, it's a lot of images. It's more like little creatures and people, and maybe like there's a very rudimentary looking town, or like a cave system and some woods, almost kind of like a kind of basic looking map or something like that. Just these odd, just generalized kind of surrounding images, and then looking
It's
at
like a map.
I don't know if it necessarily looks like a map to you, because I'm going to give you this on the 20 since this is what you probably spent a lot of the time looking at. I'd say there's a point where you think it's a map, and then maybe move past that where it's more kind of like if you were to draw a bunch of areas and it doesn't really point to anything. There maybe was a moment where you were like, hang on a minute, what if that little village there is like this, and then that over there cave system is this? And although maybe it is in a way, it probably doesn't actually give you any information in that sense.
Okay.
It's probably seems just more kind of like filler, almost just like this is what is out there. A woods over here, a forest here, some mountain range, and some just general shit.
Okay.
When you're looking at the points and at the symbols and stuff that maybe are in Archaic, you don't see anything on here that correlates too much to the tattoos and stuff. It seems kind of non-Praetorian, really, apart from obviously the links to the Archaic. Okay.
And I don't see the rune of Night Storm by chance. Do I have that symbol?
You see that same rune, yeah, for sure. You see it, and it's not hard to spot. It's one of the first things you'll probably notice, just that it's very obviously embedded within this image. On there.
But it's in like an area, right?
It's more just in the shape. I'll kind of try and do like a real basic bullshit.
Sorry, I'm trying to visualize this here.
Yeah. It's a hard thing.
So I'm just wondering if when I look at that, I can be like, oh, that's the rune of Night Storm. And that's describing like a lake or water or something. Okay.
You see how there's a star with the things, but then there's also just the rune within it. And then there's all these drawings and stuff that's kind of around it. And then on each of these points, there's another drawing that's separate. Okay. And there's just so many layers to this thing that you can look through and work out. But it's very disjointed. And I don't think it really ends up looking to you by the end of it like any sort of roadmap or anything like that. It just kind of looks like a lot of...
And there's no way to identify that's the rune of Night Storm and this must be a different rune because it's using the same symbols.
No, I'd say you probably see that one giant rune, and then there's the separate images and the big demon head at the center with the star. You can give me, if you want to give me another investigation check or a history check, I can see if you are able to maybe put some more pieces together, because I'm trying to think it's kind of hard for me to remember what your characters know and don't know with this kind of weird shit.
7.
And on a 7, I don't think you put a hell of a lot together. No. But it looks like I think probably you just think it looks like a bunch of images that maybe don't necessarily like mean anything overt. It's just kind of an image of the land. Like if you were to find some old ancient image and someone said to you, this is an image that people drew of their land around them. Here are the animals that they see and the people and the creatures that are around. And
that's actually what I was wondering, if it's an old map, like it's not new, but it's what it used to be there, which is very interesting.
I think you probably can come to that similar conclusion to that somewhat, but it maybe isn't really a map, just more of a general depiction of the world or whatever this person is looking at and what they're trying to do. It probably doesn't really look too much like anything that relates to your to the Praetorian.
Interesting. Okay. Then I will basically be studying that and those symbols for the next 4 hours.
Sure. And give me a d20 to round out the rest.
Come on. Get it here. I don't know what these d20s are for, but just get it.
15. Same sitch. You don't see or hear anything. You're just kind of knocking around.
If it's a counter table, then we want it to be lower, usually.
Lower.
Yeah.
You, for the most part, don't really see or hear anything other than, the snoring or the shifting of Eero or a twang of his banjo string. And then the sound of the water running and your own footsteps.
Okay.
And it's very quiet. I think if you drown out the sound of the water, pardon the pun, you know there isn't really anything that you can discern. And I think you probably work out, probably you as well, Olds. You work out that the room, like when you're in a basement and you're in a basement, as opposed to when you're in an above ground.
Are you in a basement and you ever don't know you're in a basement?
No, I just mean that, like you can tell when you're underground. There's that you don't get that weird ambience that you get with maybe being in an above ground room when you're kind of a couple levels.
Put the hood on.
Couple levels below ground.
Right.
I worked in a basement room
up.
for a long time, and I was like, I hate it down here, and I can tell. And it took me a long time to work that out. That weird ambient noise is gone. And you get that kind of feeling. Almost claustrophobia starts to kick in after a few hours of just maddening pacing up and down and looking over this thing. And you probably look over this painting for a long time, or the engraving. I put the word painting in my head. That probably brings you to the end of your sort of long rest for the most part. And I think as well, you guys probably aren't even that sure whether you've done 4 hours each, because there's nothing really to determine time.
No, of course not.
You're just kind of winging it. But like Drift looks like he's shifting, like he's kind of waking up, like he maybe rolls over and his eyes open a little bit, and then he rolls over again, and Iro's fidgeting a little more. And that it kind of looks like they've had a decent rest. So, but 8 hours does pass as far as we're concerned. So everyone who wants to do long rest stuff, do that, which is basically everything. You get half of your hit die back, you get your spells back, and your HP, which you should all have full HP anyway.
Yep. We do.
I only did a half, so I did one of my hit dice to get my full HP back.
I wouldn't do that. Because
don't need me to.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter for you. Doesn't matter what you do. You get your half your hit die back anyway. So either way, you're at full HP. And your spells are back and stuff like that. I think everyone starts to wake up. Drift probably wakes up and kind of like looks around him as Iro kind of starts to fumble with his underwear and put it back on.
I take out my pipe and I start smoking my pipe.
He lights up a pipe in the corner and it starts to sit and settle in the room. And
100% smells.
Starts to hotbox the room because there's no windows.
I definitely woke up with a bit of a start.
Yeah? Oh yeah, you probably you probably had horrible dreams. I'm not going to impose them upon you, but I have no doubt that you probably had a horrible.
Yeah, there was definitely some night terrors that
the exhaustion will help you with that.
This is true.
To suppress the.
Iro, are you all right?
All right, my boy. You want to maybe have a pipe of this pipe, would you? It might help you a little bit. Would you like a little?
I walk over to Iro a little bit and kind of like kneel down. Are you all right?
No.
Did we figure out a way out of here?
No.
Would you like to hit this? Anybody? A little tobacco?
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Drift?
No, thank you.
Well, when I was awake, the only thing that I noticed was that the engraving is here on this wall, and that the engraving in the middle looks exactly like the monster that is spitting the water down, but that is looking straight down. So I checked the wall across the way to see if there was anything interesting. I had one thought process, but it seems very tedious, and the light that we're getting in this room is, well, it's coming from all those ruins, but it would take hours to clear up all of these ruins to make it dark in here.
Iro, can't you make an illusion of darkness?
It's just going to be an illusion. It's not going to be actual darkness.
It would be real.
Don't you think it's worth a shot? It's real to us.
I can't exactly. It's only a small area.
Okay.
What if I shake this place up a bit?
Shake it up how?
I don't recommend that.
Cause some type of earthquake? Maybe
No.
crack. Crack it more.
Don't know
It's
about
surely some sort of puzzle. I don't think that
Give us
will
all.
help. All
Yes,
right.
it's really a
So let's look at what we have. We have these words. Life leads us down dark roads, but sometimes that is necessary to see the light.
Yeah, that's a pretty good translation, actually.
Yes, but that's what you said before. We have
So-
a six-eyed demon
demon.
with
yes.
water spilling out of its mouth.
Water,
We have light coming from all over the room,
light,
3 holes,
the holes.
and we have this painting. Now, if we look at this from a logical perspective, then you would assume that we would have to do something in the dark to proceed.
Yes, I agree with that.
I understand your desire to make some sort of illusionary darkness. I just don't think I can make anything large enough to cover the whole room. Not even really all of us.
What
Perhaps
happens when
I'm going to close my eyes,
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And,
I'll also close my eyes.
put my hand into the hole again.
Okay. Are you all doing this? Who's doing what?
I'll do it with them? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that too? Rin does
Yeah.
it too?
What are
Um,
you doing? You're
the-
closing your eyes and putting your hands into the hole.
3 of them
Yeah.
do that, yeah, and you're
Yeah.
stood there. What do you do?
Should I just close my eyes with the 3 of you, just in
Yeah.
case? Maybe.
Close your
Yeah,
eyes.
close your eyes.
Close my eyes, make it all dark for the 4 of us. Yes, this is brilliant. I love it. Let's do it. And I close my eyes.
All right, and that's a good time for us to go to a break here.
What? Oh my
And,
god, come on.
That's what I'm talking
I need
about.
to pee.
What is it, a break already?
It's the continual pouring water. It's making me need to pee.
This is what happens when you do puzzles.
Gotta get
D&D, honestly.
Gotta get out.
We have to get out of this room by
Yeah.
today's episode. We have to.
I never know. I hate preparing these things sometimes. So I'm like, they might do this in 1 minute
I
or
hate puzzles.
3 sessions. You just,
I am
can
awful.
I
never.
always think I know them. I always think I'm like, oh,
I'm
this is
terrible at puzzle games.
Mhm.
I'm bad at them. I'm not good at puzzles.
No, I
so
hate them too.
It's like one of those things where I feel like I know I'm relying on Whack and Rin.
There's also a
Whack
difficulty.
on
No
Rin
offense,
was
John, but I
perfect.
know we both do the same on this.
There's also a difficulty in identifying all the aspects of a puzzle when you are hearing them being
Yeah.
interpreted by someone else.
Especially when it's
Even
me.
in a game. When you say, oh, no, it's not that you're doing a bad job about it. It's just that it's hard.
It's different when it's visual.
You wish you were
Oh
in
my
like a
God, yeah.
VR and you could see it.
Yeah, when you're,
Yeah.
in,
You're in a
when
video
you're in
game.
video game, and you can like position
Yeah.
and move things.
You're like,
around
oh, the
and-
little press button comes
Yeah.
up when I'm in
Yeah.
front of this lever. Okay, and then this random bit of wall I can investigate for some reason. Okay, yeah, that's I kind of like it as a DM sometimes to just put you guys in a thing and go, well, there you go. I also just like, do you remember in Fractured Worlds when I put you guys in a jail
No,
cell?
In the
All right,
what?
you should close your ears.
All right.
The jail cell. It's not
Yeah,
really a thing. It's not a spoiler necessarily. This is she probably could hear it because she's heard all the things I'm going to say. There was a point where you're in a jail cell, and I, at that point, when I put you in it, at the beginning of the session, went, oh, I don't know how they get out of it. I hadn't worked out a way out, and it was just on you. Just on you. Okay, you can
So-
come back. You can come back, PB.
Nah, she's back. She's on break.
You can come back. That was it.
I'm gonna go pee now.
I just put you in the puzzle, and when it wasn't until we were in the session that I realized I didn't have the way out, and it was like they
my
have to work it out.
God.
They have to work it out, and that's a really fun thing you can do as a DM, by the way. And at first I panicked, but then I was like, actually, this is great. You know, like you could just
They'll
make
come
a
up with
room,
all the good
put
ideas.
3 random things in it at complete random, and then go, you guys work it out. And whenever they come up with the coolest thing, that's the thing, and that also works. There you go. Cheap.
Is that
DM,
what you're doing right now, Brad?
DM hack.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
This is a hack of 3 things I stole from elsewhere, but I hacked it all. It's just a fucking mess, dude. You got to work it out, and you can work it out maybe after the break. 5 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you in 5 minutes.
5
boys.
minutes.
Bye. John just looks insane.
Yeah.
He just looks insane now. That was just.
They were making music.
You
and I
just
was
came in
dancing.
like this. Just silently.
Listen, no one saw that.
That was beautiful.
No one saw it. They're all on break. No one's even here.
I know, like from your perspective on the chat side of things, the amount of times I just do stuff where I'm like, okay, we're gonna go back into the thing, 3, 2, 1, and then I just do something completely different, and then this happens or whatever, is just for me and me alone, really, just joy, just pure joy. And I'm sorry for just the terrible production quality, but for me personally, I'm having a great time.
I know. 'Cause we're struggling on a goddamn puzzle.
Oh my god, back to the puzzle. You're all awake. You're all feeling fucking brand new. You got all your shit after a long rest. Congratulations, you found the long rest room as well. Good choice. And
All hero.
and
I never would have rested here.
and it is
It's a lot better than resting underwater,
Underwater.
Yeah.
That's true.
and relying on some amulet that we don't really know shit about.
Yeah.
You're right.
And yeah, you remain in this room. The engravings, the stone head with the water pouring out of it in the 3 holes. You guys put your hands into the holes. You feel the bottom of it, as you have done previously, and you each close your eyes. At the moment, the oldest closes his eyes. Nothing happens. And you sit there for how long? Like a minute? 10 seconds?
You don't want us rolling or anything? We don't roll?
You don't need to, because nothing happens.
Well, that didn't work.
May I open my eyes now?
No.
I open them anyways.
What you see around you is completely different.
Okay.
For about 1 second as your eyes adjust to the gloom, and it's exactly the same room.
Wow.
What did I see that was completely different?
Just, when you close your eyes for a long time and then open it and your eyes have to readjust to like the kind of gloomy, because it's very low lit in here. It's like being in like one of those escape rooms where they don't light it up,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of
Exactly like an escape room.
Love escape rooms.
yeah, it's that kind of feel
We
in
do
here.
too, actually.
But we're failing this one and we can't ask for it.
Well, I've.
I
well,
mean,
I could shed a light on everything again, and we could just take a peek around together and be able to get our advantage rolls, if you know what I'm saying. Yes.
I don't think that light is gonna do any good.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna pick up my shield again, and I'm
ignoring
gonna
that motherfucker.
take the water, Brad. I'm gonna fill up the shield as much as I can, and I'm gonna chuck it against the wall.
Okay, which wall?
The wall with the painting.
This is like one of those times in an adventure game where you've tried something like 800 times and nothing works, and then you just start
This
trying
is
weird
me
shit.
just like getting frustrated. I just woke up. I want to get out of here. I'm a little claustrophobic, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take a big thing of water.
Yeah.
And chuck it.
See,
at
a
the mural.
thing of water. See, I told you that fucking Americans say that. Who said that they don't? I can't
A
remember.
thing of water. You want me to say a shield full?
No, it's just not a phrase that I've ever heard until America.
Oh.
A thing of
Welcome to America, bitch. Let's go.
a thing of stuff is
throw
like
a thing of water.
it's like a
You
weird
mean
generic.
like dog's dinner? Like we don't fucking say that phrase. Bro.
Oh, you don't? I was like, what's wrong with that?
Who says dog's
Never.
dinner?
Everyone in the UK.
What does it mean other than a
It
dinner
means-
for a dog?
Yeah, that's what it means. So you throw a dish of dog food at the wall. You grab a bunch of water, you fill up the shield, and you just launch it over this wall. And what you do is you make the wall wet. When the water hits the wall, it does change the like color of the wall. You know, when you have like a dry kind of stone slab wall, and it hits the wall and it darkens it. There's like maybe it doesn't like completely coat it perfectly, like a perfect roller of paint or whatever, but you get like a slash of water across the thing. And that's it. It just looks like the same wall, but wet a bit.
I'm gonna do that to all the walls.
Okay, you just make that
So
whole
you
room
just
wet.
me go crazy, fill
It
it.
starts flinging water around. Everyone else give me
All
deck
around.
saves unless you're happy to just be hit by water. Because he's just throwing water everywhere now.
Yeah. Okay.
A 19.
19, you're behind him. as he's doing it. Probably the second.
17.
Yeah, same thing. You're like behind him. Probably you know what he's doing because you're like, oh, we've been on this trail together for a while. He's about to do some childish shit and throw water everywhere. And then you get behind him and you're always behind him when he's throwing it. But old ass is too slow because he's so old. And like the second shield of water that's filled is just thrown like half of it at the wall and half of it just hits the back of his head.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You got a big wet back
It's
of
like,
the head.
you know,
You got,
like when
long
like in
hair,
a
right?
cartoon when somebody gets hit with water and they just like their face doesn't change and they just sit there and their hair just gets super wet and flies to the side.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Talking of
He just
dog
kinda
dinner,
looks over.
I just gotta feed my dog. Luckily, I have dog food right here. Don't mind me.
Fuck.
I forgot about him. He's been completely neglected today. He's smacked his head, and I didn't give him his actual dinner yet. And I just saw him.
Just give him like a cup of dry food.
Well,
So-
I've got some of it here. Yeah. He's got a very specific diet because his stomach's fucked, so he has to eat certain foods. And I'm supposed to feed him about
I love him.
an hour or two ago. He's all right.
Merlin, I love him.
He had a nice. He's all good. But yeah, please don't report me. What were you doing? Oh, that's it. You were just throwing water around the room, and you got and then like that's it. That's really
Nothing happens?
no.
Come here. Drift. Come here.
Yeah.
Eero. New guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick my arm with my bracer on it out.
Weirdly, if you're thinking what I was thinking, I was generally thinking the same thing hours ago. Then I realized that may be pointless. I was going to say maybe we should all do what she's doing and touch the braces together. Have you guys ever tried that?
Well,
Yes, we have.
That's how we
we
got.
have, and
Got here? Well, did it hurt?
no.
Not
Yeah.
directly.
It did.
Hurt
Yeah.
me.
Hurt you?
Knocked me out almost.
Hmm. Yeah, well,
Okay.
I put my fist into.
We're gonna put it on the water table.
No, we're just putting them together. At least I was just holding my arm out to put our bracers together.
Okay. All
What if we
right.
put it in the water. What if we put our braces together in the water?
Well, why don't we just try this first? And then if that doesn't work, we can try to put them in the water.
All right.
Hero.
Eero?
Done this before. Here's the hoping you're not lying. Let's go.
I put my arm in.
And you're doing it in the water or not in the water?
Not in the water.
Yeah, with your powers combined, you literally transform into Captain Planet. No, you know, you
you.
all touch braces, and
Nothing happens.
yeah, there's no like as the last bracer comes in, there's no response from the braces. There's no like weird sort of strange visions that you have, similar to what you had before. At this point, it's just like 4 people touching hands.
Now I get mad. And I start banging my bracer arm up against the wall. This with the stupid engraving mural. I'm just, because I know that the bracer can't be broken really, so I'm just gonna like do some damage to that wall. Yeah, because I'm mad now. I can't get out of here and I don't know how to get us out. And
All right,
poor Drift has
give me
been
an athletics
traumatized.
check, lad.
Yeah. 12.
Roll me a d4.
Oh my god. I'm gonna break my arm. Oh. Wow. I'm tired. 4.
You you just start like wailing on the wall. The wall takes 0 damage. The bracer takes 0 damage. Guess which gives way first?
My
Arm,
arm.
wall, bracer. That's right, it's the arm. You
My
take
arm.
4 bludgeoning damage. You're just kind of just battering your arm. It just hurts.
Yep. Okay.
You know, just like
Okay.
hitting your
Stop,
arm against the wall
stop.
constantly.
Rin, that's not
Rin.
going to help.
Well, we could try it under the water now, or maybe I want to go over to the walls, the engravings, and I want to rub my bracer up against it.
Well, I just
Okay, you rub
Or
your
the wall-
bracer against the wall.
Were you beating the wall with the engravings, or just a random? Oh, you were beating the wall. with-
yeah, I was trying to
I didn't
do
know if
some
you were just
damage
doing
to
it to a wall. I didn't know it was the wall with the engravings. So never mind. Hi, Merlin.
He's so cute.
He's
He's so
chilling.
cute. I can't handle
He's
it.
chilling. Demon. So you rub it against the engraving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just a horrible sound of like metal being rubbed against stone for a while.
Can we try this under the water now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
we
put my
could.
hand under the water.
Mm-hmm.
I put my hand under the water,
Mhm.
shake it out a little bit. It really hurts.
Shocks. This could suck. I don't want to. I haven't been shocked in a long time.
Put your hand in.
All right. All right, I'm going to put my hand in, but if I get shocked, I'm not going to be happy.
I don't see how this is going to make a difference.
I put my hand in.
You put your hand in,
No. Oh my god.
and nothing happens. All four of you just put your hands under the water in the
Oh, that does feel good though.
thing, and yeah, it's probably nice on your hand. The water is nice and cold,
Yeah.
cool.
I leave it there for a minute.
I've got a weird idea. I'm already wet anyways. Fuck it. I want to try swimming up the waterfall.
Impossible. It's not a video game.
All right. I don't know. You like Final Fantasy VII? And it's
Yeah,
Final-
I get it. I like it. I like it when you can do that in games too, but it's just never going to happen in this. There's actual
No, I
gravity.
just go to the waterfall and I start doing this.
It just stands under the water and has a nice shower. You have a shower.
And I just, you see me, I start like whopping my hair back and it's slow motion and like a fucking like really ridiculous song comes on and I whip my hair. What was, I had this crazy idea I saw once in an illusion of this man swimming up a waterfall. And I figured if I can get pulled out of a bar, talk to a huge flame, and then get stuck with 3 random strangers I've never met before, randomly get thrown into water and be able to breathe under it. What the fuck? Maybe I can swim up a waterfall. I guess I'd...
Maybe.
Okay, what if the darkness just means the water surrounding us? Could that be? Because if so, we can plug these 3 holes and I can use this shield and negate the water off into the room and fill the room up until we get to the top.
Perhaps as a last resort, that will take a very long time.
We can might as well start it now.
Can you just cover the holes with something and I'll
Just to
hold
be
the
safe, I'll try your idea, Bryn. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion around the face of the demon creature, sort of mimicking in a small, I believe it's 10-foot area.
I want to say 5 foot cube.
5 foot area around the creature, so that its face is encompassed in darkness.
And yeah, you create a sort of illusionary darkness around the stone head, and like you can fit it around like a perfect cube of darkness around the thing. It's maybe about 4 feet across, so you can just about do it. Few seconds pass with no crazy thing happening. The water's still falling out of it. There's no reaction from anything in the room.
All right.
Have you guys tried this? And I put both of my hands into 2 of the holes.
Roll me 2 d20s.
I swear
20s
something
that
happened.
don't even mean anything. This is
Oh,
Brad.
I tried to do it in Twitch chat. That doesn't work.
You should have just let it be, John. You should have just hit enter.
That's a 2s20, which is a 2.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
And you didn't.
I've never seen that before, at least, so there's
What
that.
the fuck? /R 2d20. Thank you. Okay,
There
a
we go.
16 and an 18.
A 16 and an 18.
That's it, buddy.
You put your hands in.
Come on.
That's all that happens.
Ah!
What if this is not a physical thing? What if this is a metaphorical thing?
You have
Perhaps-
to find fake holes?
No, darkness would be a metaphor for something.
Yes. A dark road could mean evil thoughts or some sort of poor path.
Well, we've done that already, I'd say.
While they're talking, I want to do whatever check you want me to do, Brad, and I want to walk with my hand touching the wall all the way around the room. Every single ounce of the room. I want to just touch the wall as I walk around.
Okay. Give me a d20. I feel like at this point.
So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because when Brad says do a d20, it makes me feel like it's pointless right now.
Well, you have to do it because you're running your hand around the walls and you can't you can't cancel an action that you're doing.
15.
Okay. Yeah. You run a hand. He just starts circumventing the room with a hand.
He's like a little kid that
Equal.
goes to
Yeah.
like a department store or something.
Yeah,
just
he's
starts
doing
walking
that.
around.
He starts doing that.
I walk up to Rin and I say, Rin, I'm going to get Drift's attention for a moment. Would you be so kind as to prick your finger and put some blood in there,
Blood and where?
in one of the holes?
Oh, okay. Sure.
Unless you want to get his attention, and I'll do it.
No, it's fine. I can do it. Yeah, I'll take
room.
I'll take one of my
Drift,
arrows out and
Did you see this
prick my
creature on
finger.
the mural here? Doesn't it look similar to
Then I
the
put
wolf
my
that
bloody
we
finger
fought?
in the hole.
The who?
Roll me a d20.
Wait, just keeps putting their hand in the hole.
6.
A 6. You put a bloodied finger in the hole. That's the end of that sentence, full stop.
All right.
See, it's
I
just like
pull it out and I look at Eero and gesture nothing.
Who do you think that looks like?
the cat that we encountered in the mountains.
Oh,
Rin
the one we
punched-
killed?
Yes.
No. I mean, I guess like in an art kind of way.
Can anybody read what that says and read it out loud in the language it is, like the archaic type thing? Can anybody speak it or say it out loud?
I think they've said it
Which?
about 3 times. The only sentence in the room. Are you referring to the sentence above the...
Yeah, but can they say it in
engraving?
archaic?
I'll say it in Abyssal.
Yeah,
It's in Abyssal, it's not in Archaic.
If it's an abyssal, then it's an abyssal. I don't have abyssal. I have what you call it.
I don't think you know that though, because I think I was the only one that could read it.
I always forget what languages I have. I remember now.
So that's what you're pointing at. You're asking for somebody to read it out in that text.
This light is ambient. It's diffuse.
I don't know
making
what
any
those
kind of
words
patterns.
mean. No, it's just it's just lighting the room slightly. There you go.
Oh my God, Brad.
What, you want me to know all the words? You don't know all the words. You don't even know what dog's dinner is.
Because that's a colloquialism, Brad.
Yeah, so is ambient and diffuse, okay? If you're
No,
from
they're not.
a
No,
different
they're not.
if you're from a different country like me, okay? We don't have those words in my language.
All right. I've figured it out. I have to get up there. I'm going to get up to where that's at. Drift, will you let me jump off your back? Up
Jump,
there?
yeah,
there.
go ahead.
I'm going to get up there to where those eyes are at and have a closer look. I'm going to try it.
I mean, I can. If you make it up there, I'll be extremely impressed.
Well, you said it was how high, Brad?
25.
25. And 25. I have to jump. I have to get like a fucking 20.
I'm gonna go sit in the corner of the room, and it looks like I'm meditating, but I'm actually casting Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And so I'll be sitting there for like 10 minutes while you guys do whatever it is you're doing.
Okay.
All right, well, stand right there, and to where the lowest point is, where that little mouth hangs open where the chin's at, I'm going to attempt to get up there and climb up there and see if I can see the eyes closer, which once again feels pointless because I feel like, what am I going to do once I get up there and I look at it? It's just probably going to be more rock, right? This will
Right.
take time. I could fucking break my neck. We tried. They said it was an abyssal. Could she read it out loud in abyssal? Maybe it's a vocal thing.
responding because I'm casting.
What is she doing? What is she doing?
I'm
She's sitting in the
meditating.
corner like
Awesome.
nom. Because actually, I don't know if you need any components. You just cast it.
What could when she gets out of what she's doing? I think we have her read it in Abyssal quick. Why not? What's the worst happening? Nothing. Like we've done before, nothing has happened during any of these situations. So why not just have more nothing happen, right? Eventually we'll get to something. Nothing eventually leads to something, correct?
Nothing comes from nothing.
That's
Oh,
circular.
oh. Yes. You're awake now. Could you, by chance, read that out loud in Abyssal?
I don't respond because I'm still doing my casting bullshit, I think. Right? Unless we're skipping time.
No, you're not skipping time because he's doing something.
So I'm still doing my thing.
Can we leave this room, please?
I hate puzzles so much. My dad used to do them for me all the time, and I could never reach them, and they take food.
Open door.
What if we just drown me in there real quick? I could put both of us out of our misery. Drown me in the water.
Darkness open, please.
What if we sing? You're a bard, aren't you? Why don't you sing to it?
I'm sorry. What
Yes.
are you asking?
Didn't you say you were a bard, right? You could sing, can't you? Most bards can sing. Why wouldn't you sing to it? Once she reads it in Arcane or whatever it is, she'll read it out loud. Nothing happens, and maybe you sing it. Maybe it wants to be sang to.
What?
Have you gone crazy?
I feel like I think we're all going a little crazy, being stuck in a room with a waterfall and trying to figure out how to get out of this room. I really want to.
How do you normally stop a waterfall?
You plug it up from where the water is coming from, of course. Well, I tried to swim up there. But apparently everything else is not very realistic, but that is.
Well, look, if you want to try and stop it at the source, we'll need something heavy to tie an end of the rope to and loop it around the top of the statue to use it as some sort of, well, way for you to climb up there. Otherwise, you'll simply try to climb up a wall.
One quick question, Brad. Around where the 3 holes are at, you give me the quick description of, like, I assume that comes up out of the ground, or is it just on the ground, 3 random holes, nothing around? Does it look like kind of like a shrine? Like, what's that kind of look like? Could you give me that description again real quick? I think the last time you did that
It
was
looks
last
like a
week.
drain. It looks like 3 drainage
looks like
holes.
drain on the
just
floor.
3. It just looks like 3 holes. Like you just cookie cutted them out in a triangle shape, like 3.
I'm going to tie my dagger. Rin, can I borrow your rope?
What if?
I'm still sort of in meditation, so I don't think I can respond to you.
I
right now.
simply, I'll say, I'll take that as a yes, and I start to rifle
No.
through her stuff.
No. I'll like reach my foot out and grab my bag and like try to bring it towards
Oh
me.
my god.
loop a foot through the
Yeah.
the rope.
I need a rope.
I know, but you
think I
can't
know
have
that.
it yet. Just
All right,
wait.
I've had enough.
I don't have a rope.
I take out my crowbar and I go at one of the holes. Like
Okay.
right in the middle of where the 3 holes are at, I go at it for a minute.
All right, give me an athletics check.
We're going crazy.
This is what would happen if you were trapped in a room for 12 hours.
20.
Natural
Wow.
20. Dude, you start fucking that crowbar up. It's amazing. It's impressive. You're like bending the crowbar. You're like twisting it. You're denting it and shit. There is 0 damage to the fucking stone though. You just fucking the crowbar up and your hands fucking hurt
Okay.
like shit.
I take the crowbar. It's like when you hit a baseball, like a metal baseball bat with something, right? I take the crowbar and I put it over my knee and I kind of bend a part of it back
It's
straight and I kind of,
Really hard to do, but you do it.
I fucking tap it on my shoulder. I'm like,
Natural 20. It's
put it
kind of
back.
weirdly impressive.
I put it back in my thing, and I go, well,
Crowbar's made out of some damn soft metal. Shit crowbar.
we're not digging any holes, that's for sure. You know, I'm getting to the point where I think I'm with Drift on something you brought up earlier. Why don't we just plug these fucking holes up and fill it with water in here? What's the worst that happens? We're in water again.
I think it'll reveal something.
Trying
I
to
feel like-
avoid getting any clothing wet, but I suppose
Yes,
I'll take out one of my costumes and will attempt to plug up all 3 holes.
Rin should be done soon too.
Okay. Yeah, you just start fucking plugging these things up. And you roll up like the trousers of your costume or whatever, and you just like stuff that into a hole, and then you grab the top and you roll that up and stuff into a hole, and then you get the gloves and hat or whatever the fuck you have and roll them into a ball and stuff up the hole. It seems to do a pretty good job. They get wet and they kind of soak up, but you also see that they like pretty instantly the room starts to just kind of fill very slowly up. They're like it's spilling out, and then just there's nowhere else for the water to go. There's no cracks in between the slabs. It's all perfectly laid out. There's no edges, there's no holes in the wall or anything like that. So very slowly you will see that the water starts to spill out and then fill through the room from the center. You see probably, I mean, if you're sitting there for 10 minutes waiting for Rin, you can for sure see that it starts to fill up quickly enough. Like, again, I think it's probably only going to take about an hour for it to fill up. There's a decent amount of water coming out from this. The stone head's pretty big, and it's just a big open mouth, so it's just a decent amount of water coming out. So it starts to fill relatively quick into this kind of cubish room.
Is Rin ready yet?
Yeah, am I ready?
If you're not doing anything else, then 10 minutes pass. The room's got like the water's probably up to your like ankles, maybe more, maybe halfway
Love
between
it.
your ankles and knees, half up the calf.
Okay.
And then you cast Unseen Servant.
Yeah, so I stand up then, and I pull the rope out of my bag, and I hand it, basically what you guys see is me hand it to Thin Air, and then I point up to the horn, and then the rope goes up to the horn and then loops around it and ties a knot so that we can climb up.
Can the servant fly? I don't know what it can do, honestly.
It says that it's a invisible,
Perform
mindless, shapeless force that performs simple tasks at your command, but it doesn't say if it can go vertical or not. But I imagine that that's like it's shapeless, so it's not like it's an invisible humanoid. So I assumed that it could go up.
The servant
But
can
that's all
perform
it says.
simple
On the
tasks
ground.
that a human servant could do, such as fetching
Yeah.
things, cleaning, mending, folding
Fetching.
clothes, lighting fires, serving food, and pouring wine. So I don't think it can fly. You
Okay.
You can command it to throw the rope.
Yeah, but we can throw it. Probably better than it can. It only has a strength of 2.
I don't think it can fly. I don't think it's like a
Okay.
force. You know, like Mage Hand would legit be better here than Unseen
Yeah, I
Servant,
know.
annoyingly.
That's all I've got though. So, okay.
What are you pointing at?
I think we should try to put the rope over the horn and climb up that way.
Why is your bag floating?
Oh, it's that thing I did earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember?
Yes, right.
Turns
Well,
out I thought
Can
maybe
you
it
make
could.
it just fly up there and
I
put the
tried.
rope around?
It's not responding, so I don't think that it can.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Can I let me try and
Yeah,
attach
yeah.
my dagger?
Here. Sorry. I hand him the
I'm going
rope.
to tie Rin's rope to the end of my dagger and try and loop it around the top of this demon creature thing.
Okay, yeah, give me, I guess, just give me a dagger, a ranged attack roll.
11.
11. I think you probably hit the horn itself, and it just bings off and lands next to you with a splash in the water, which is steadily rising up in the room.
Try it again.
Yeah, give me another attack roll.
You want me to give it a shot?
This one does it.
14.
It was close enough last time, but you
I
roll.
say you want to give it a shot,
yeah.
and he like
He just throws it up, and it loops
It's a
through.
frustration thing, honestly. It's
Yeah.
like, "Nah, try it again.
Yeah, and you do it, and it maybe only just hooks in, and then you have to kind of feed it through to bring it back down the other side. But you have the rope that goes all the way up through the horn at the top of the ceiling, 25 feet up, and then the dagger comes back down the other side. You got 50 feet, so it's pretty even.
All right, who's going up? I'm not exactly very
I will.
nimble in this.
I could go up
way.
too. I don't mind going up at all. I've been trying to get up there for a while, just not the right way, I guess.
I'm gonna try to climb the rope.
So he's like, I could do it, and you just start climbing. All right, give me an athletics check.
They haven't exactly treated Oldest very well.
19.
19's in the chat.
Wow.
Is anyone holding onto it at the bottom? Are you?
I would assume that I would be.
You
Yes.
two probably have like a side each, maybe Drift and Eero,
Yeah.
and yeah, you just start kind of like shimmying your way up, like school gym style, all the way up. You get all the way up to this head, and once you're up close to the thing, you can hear the water rushing out. You're probably like partially in the water as well. I don't think you, with considering the ropes basically looping through that section, you're like kind of in the waterfall somewhat. You get all the way up to it, and you can see it close. There's really no difference here. It's just a more of a mouth above you with the water pouring out of it, and then the giant head. Nothing really happens once you get close.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get on top. So does it like
Oh, it's like
scale on
it's-
top of the head?
It comes out of the ceiling. It's not really a thing that you can get on top of. Not like a
So
chandelier.
there's nothing. Okay.
There's the two you can put an arm through the horns, which create like a kind of natural hole. But the head itself is almost part of the ceiling. Really, it just comes down.
Cover
out
the
of it.
eyes.
Yeah. Can I cover one of the eyes?
Yeah, you cover one of the eyes.
Does anything happen when I do that?
Nope.
Can I? Oof.
Cover all the eyes.
Can I want to just like drape my cloak over it, like all of its eyes.
The
and
whole
put
thing?
it in darkness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably quite hard to do. Like you have to angle it in
Yeah.
such a way because of the water coming out, and then you maybe bring it around the top side of its head and cover its eyes up. And it's really awkward. You're like hanging on for dear life. There's
Yeah.
like a rope. There's nothing to purchase on. You just got like one arm through this thing maybe, and you like it's not easy, but you kind of do it, and you hold it there for a second before you realize that nothing is happening. It doesn't seem to do anything.
This is pointless.
Gotta be something. How far is the room filled now, Brad?
Probably up to your knees.
On the wall. Okay, just because I'm getting fucking helpless. I'm gonna go under the water
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lay,
Okay.
and I'm gonna like open my eyes under the water and just see if I see anything on the walls or if anything. It's dark, whatever.
It looks the same, but underwater. It's salty water.
Oh my-
How much is
All
the
right,
room
don't go
filled up?
underwater. Nothing changes.
How much is the room filled up now with water?
Knees.
Knees.
Depending on your height, probably like at your knees, Drift maybe a little higher. I don't know if he's got little legs or a little body.
Is there any monster on the painting that matches the monster that's pouring the water out?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
same six-eyed dude.
It's right in
Yeah.
the center. It's like a big obvious
Yeah.
thing. It's basically doing the same face. Its mouth isn't quite as wide.
There's a 10-sided star, and the six-eyed horn monster is in the middle.
I just try pushing the creature's face with
Poke it in the eye.
Yeah, he's
Sorry.
poking it. She's up there kind of hanging around the thing. You're poking things. Nothing's happening. He's laying down in the water. Probably just
This
Aldez is
is
holding
the
on
dark
to the rope for dear life since you're all leaving.
We're in the dark road.
All right.
Can you climb through the waterfall? Could you climb through up there by chance? Like, could you just go through where the mouth is? Just go straight into the mouth.
No.
You can't get through.
Can I? Does it look like I can?
You probably could try.
Oh
Pretty
my
big.
God.
Why not try? If you don't want to, I'll do it.
I slide down the rope.
It's got like it's got like teeth. It's got like two almost
Yeah,
like
yeah.
its mouth is like a big open thing with like teeth, and then like it kind of has like a mandible almost, and then a lower jaw. It's kind of got like two jaws and all these serrated
I
plates.
slide
It's
down
relatively
the rope, and
rudimentary.
then I step to the side, and I gesture for the rope for him.
As she
Be my
slides a little
guest.
bit and then gestures for it, I'll look at him and be like, not wanting to do this one, huh? Let me do this real quick. And I start climbing up it. When
Yeah.
I get to the top,
Give me
I'd
an
like to
athletics
stay.
check first. I want to see if you fuck it up.
Athletics check first. Okey.
You're climbing up pretty high, and you gotta. It's just that bullshit.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'll try it again. If I slide down, I'll always try it again.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, well, you make it like halfway up before you start sliding down, and probably rope burn yourself. Give me a D4.
Oh.
fuck off.
Well, you all right?
Oh.
Fine. Have a D6 for the fall damage that you should be taking.
God damn it.
Easygoing GM.
Fuck off.
Two rope burn damage to your hands as you slide down.
I'm just smiling as you slide down. I don't
You got
say
this,
anything.
buddy?
Yeah, it's just very wet. Ouch.
Yeah, your
Can I
hands hurt.
see the rope? Is it wet?
Yeah, it's in the water pretty
Okay.
much.
Oh, okay.
You gotta kind of half climb up in the water and half not.
All right, I'm going to do something real quick. I take one of my candles out of the 5 candles I have, and I say, "Give me a minute." And I take my tinderbox and I light the candle, and I sit there and I hold it till there's a bunch of wax, like 5 or 6 minutes until there's a bunch of wax, and then I put a bunch of wax on both my hands.
Okay. You have
I rub
hands
it
on
in
your hands.
real-
We're still
You have
waiting.
wax on
I
your
roll
hands.
it, rub it in real deep, so there's not really much wax on my hands anymore, but it just kind of makes them a little, grip a little bit better.
Okay.
And I go over and I try to go up the fucking thing again.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Don't do this to me.
It's just strength based. You start climbing up, and it's not pretty. He's kind of weak. He's like up this thing. He's got wax all over his hands, and he's like a couple of. You can see him wince a couple times as his hands that have been just recently rope burned, kind of, as he kind of gets. But you make it up to the top, and you grab onto the horn, the stone, and then loop your arm through, and you're no longer really relying entirely on just climbing with arm and leg grip to get up to the rope. And yeah, you see the same thing. It's like a big gaping maw, pretty much like right in front of you. The water's coming out of it.
I try to push myself straight up through it. Go
Just
through the water and go
climbing
into the mouth. Just straight up in.
So I feel like you probably put a hand in first, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of like, you're not just going to leap off and try and dolphin dive up into
Yeah.
the thing. Give me a D20 as you put a hand up.
Please. Don't take his hand.
Oh
my god.
What if it is? What if
It's a
it's like a
natural one.
sacrifice?
A natural 1. You put a hand up into this thing, and it doesn't like stop you or anything. You put your hand up into the waterfall, into the mouth, and you can feel a thing up there, like some more stone. Like it does feel like it opens out into something kinda, and you put another hand in, and probably from the bottom perspective, you just see him climb up, and then he pulls himself up. You see his feet disappear up through the thing, and he disappears.
No.
He disappears. He goes in and up through the thing. It's a tight squeeze. He's probably scratching himself a little bit on the teeth of
this?
the stone. And he goes up
Can he
there.
hear us? This?
No. He's gone. There's no noise from him, nothing.
I got out of the room and I don't give a fuck if it's bad or good. Cause I'm not in the room no more. Fuck yeah, I'm out of the room.
This?
Not in the room no more, no more. Don't care if I'm dead or alive, but I'm not in the room. I'm not in the fucking room
Musical
anymore.
episode. It's happening.
Guys,
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
Or maybe he got out.
But that wouldn't make sense. The darkness. Like,
I really want to be able to poke my head down and be like, guys.
What if it's,
You can't.
I mean, it was dark up there. Maybe you have to crawl through the scary metaphorical.
Well, it's
I
not
mean-
exactly metaphorical. It is dark.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also scary in the mouth of the beast.
how are we all
right?
gonna get up there if someone has to hold the rope?
I'll hold it.
The water's up to your thighs at this point.
Yeah, yeah. We could
Well,
could
if
always
you
wait
have
and swim up. but
Climb, or we.
Just climb up. I got it. I'll hold the rope.
I don't know if I can make it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay, I got this. I'm gonna go up.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
maybe I should go first then. You
No,
hold the rope.
I got
Yeah,
this.
he might need our help.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Hero. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna hold the rope. I'm gonna actually have my unseen servant hold the rope, and I'm gonna try to lift Hero up.
Yes,
I'm
we
not
made it
very-
out.
I'm definitely not very heavy, but
Are you holding the rope or are you holding Nero though? Because that's a.
I'm having my unseen servant
Hold
is
the
holding
rope.
the rope.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
And I'm gonna lift Eero up.
Give me an athletics check with advantage, Hero. Well, 14 is enough.
First one.
Yeah, unless you roll a nat 20. Yeah.
The
You
9? No, we'll go with the 14.
14. You climb up this thing. You get like a boost at the beginning from Rin, and then you just start scurrying up. Like,
Keep going, Eero.
half of it is done by being pushed up from below, and then it takes only a couple of grips before you're
He's
able
like
to.
grunting and screaming, and I'm still holding his foot. Like, come on,
And
hold
he
on.
hooks an arm through the.
She's definitely
stone.
doing more for me by pushing me up than I am pulling myself.
Yeah, and you're confronted again with the rushing water coming out of the hole, and then the hole itself.
That face, someone clip that, please.
Climbing into the mouth.
Yes.
It's an odd experience. You put your head into the water and you're just being bludgeoned by it's a decent amount of water that's hitting you. It's not awful, but it's like you're just under it, like 1,000, like I don't know, like 10 showers hitting you, I don't know. And you put your head under that running water and reach your hand up, and again you feel like purchase things to grip on, and put another hand up and you can start to pull yourself through. And it feels kind of odd, like once your head goes inside this mouth and maybe like up a foot or so, you feel like an odd kind of sensation as you bring yourself upwards, and the water stops pretty quickly, and there's an odd kind of pressure around your face as if you're maybe pushing through something, and around your neck and over your shoulders as you pull yourself up and into the next room. Back in the water room, you see him lift himself up. Pretty much as soon as he probably says something like, "I'm going in," and then it cuts off pretty quickly, but you can still see his body, and then you can see his legs, and for a moment he pulls himself up, and then his legs lift upwards and he's gone.
Yeah, it's the Ace Ventura Rhino bird scene.
That kind of feeling, probably, but it's almost invisible. It's like a pressure around you, as opposed to it actually being a physical thing pushing on you as you push or just climb up and out of the water.
All right. Rin, I'll take off the knife and try and pull you up, and if it doesn't work, the water's obviously rising.
Yeah, it's
quickly.
okay. And also, I'm sure that I'm sure this thing can hold the rope for me enough to climb up. Here, I'll give you a boost.
Okay, thank
Be
you.
careful.
I'll have no problem with this one. Oh my god.
You climb
It's
like
advantage, though, right?
oh yeah, you
I'm
can have
helping.
advantage. Yeah, you can have advantage. Yeah,
thank
you're
God.
lucky.
I
Yeah.
got you,
I rolled a
BB.
natural
You
one.
roll a natural one on there, athletics.
Just
check.
for everyone to...
Second natural one.
Like a natural one.
Oh my god!
No!
Holy
No!
shit!
Not like this.
Two
How is that
natural
possible?
ones in a row. This is gonna sting. You get all the way to the top. You climb all the way up to the top. You
Oh
put your
my
hand
God.
on the stone thing, what you need to hold onto, and then you just put all of your weight and pressure onto it as your hand just slips and you just fall.
Can I catch him?
Almost. Well, you can try. You can give me a dex save
Dex?
and drift.
16.
16. Yeah, this is gonna hurt you too because this is just a human body. Well, it's probably not. You
my-
probably just don't.
Small.
He's small. There's also a little bit of water there.
Had like a parachute.
Give me a. How do I nerf this a little bit for the water? You did roll. Give me a 1d10
Oh my god.
Is that me or Drift?
drift. 8. You fuck this up, dude. Your hand slips through and he just falls off the rope. He like falls and just he's going straight downwards.
Wait.
You get your hands out to kind of try and save him, but it just kind of topples you over and you fall into the water kind of harmlessly as he just belly flops slash. He's too high up and the water isn't deep enough. He just kind of boom crunches in to the into the water.
Are
And
you all right?
I don't know how you damage yourself, but you take 8 bludgeoning damage from that fall.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my.
Oh,
Are you all right?
no! Oh. Eero must have kicked me or something.
His legs are like long gone through the hole.
Trust me, I know. Oh, you wanna try right now? I'll hold the...
I don't know. No, I'd rather you go first again when you are able. I don't want to leave you here.
Oh, no, I'll be fine. I just need a moment.
Okay.
You go ahead. I'll hold back and watch the rope.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I
Is
got the
anything
rope.
broken?
I don't think so. No.
No. Does anything hurt when you touch it?
Yeah, my butt.
Okay.
I
Well,
think I broke the tailbone. Is
you
that what they're
don't think you
called?
did or you did?
I don't know. I can't. Oh, it's numb.
Hopefully it's just from hitting the ground.
God. Go
Are
ahead.
you sure you're all right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You can try again.
No.
Oh.
She's going.
No, you're.
I want
going.
her to go.
Okay, yeah. So you're holding. Well, yeah. Okay, you're. At
I
the
need a
bottom.
moment.
Are you giving her a boost, or are you just climbing up, Rin?
Absolutely.
okay.
She can. I'm gonna let her. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With your busted
Yeah.
tailbone.
You know, it's just the tailbone.
Just the
Okay.
tailbone.
I'm gonna use my arm.
All right. Give me a athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
Don't do this.
17.
Oh my god.
She doesn't need your help. She just climbs up. Like she takes your help at the beginning, and then she just starts climbing up and hooks her arm through the stone at the top.
Okay. I'm not going to go through. Like, once I get up there, I'm not going to go through. I'm going to wait to try to pull him up
Okay.
when he tries again. Is that okay? Or is it like once I get up there, I'm gone?
Yeah, there's just not a lot of space. Like the horn, this thing is just like an ornamental thing. So there's like you got your arm through the thing, and it's pretty awkward
Yeah.
up there with the running water. I think it might be worse for you to try and do that. I don't know if it's gonna help necessarily, because then you're gonna be like kind of all on the same rope. Plus the stone, there's not a lot of room to maneuver up, and actually like he'd have to
Okay,
climb
well,
up
I
your
just-
actual body kind of thing, and you're precariously balancing. You're not
Okay,
you're not
if-
standing on anything. Remember, you're hanging like an ape, one arm, pretty much, or two maybe, like this kind of thing. If you're gonna.
Okay. So then if I crawl up into the mouth, can I just wait there just so he knows I haven't left him behind?
I mean, you
Or
could just
is it,
say that?
do I go through?
You can still hear you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. I'm not going in until you get up.
Okay. I mean, you can. All right. That's fine. How high is the water up now? Same.
Probably up to your waist, which is all fucked and hurting.
God. Can I just arm it up? Stiff arm? Does someone need to be holding the bottom?
There is someone holding it. There's an unseen servant just standing
Yeah,
there,
Oh,
there's an
perfect.
waiting to
servant
drown.
holding
Great.
and
I'm
die.
gonna do this now then.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. No advantage.
You got this. You are the curse breaker.
16, yeah.
16.
You start climbing up, and it hurts like where you landed on that hip or whatever, and you start moving up
Yeah.
through the thing. And you get up to where like Rin's feet are,
Okay.
and he looks pretty stable.
Okay. I'll go in then.
And you do the same thing. You climb up and you feel that purchase, and you can quite easily find
Don't forget the rope.
little handholds before you disappear into this thing. And you feel that same feeling, that weird pressure that pushes over your body as if you're moving through like a membrane almost up into this next section, into this next room. And Drift,
Yeah.
you doing the same thing? You just beelining, or are you doing
I'll
anything?
grab up into the mouth and grab with my left hand. If I can grip something up there,
Yeah.
with my left hand, I'll just grab the knife and the rope and just go up.
I feel like the unseen servant is holding the rope though. Like, I don't know if
It's only
she
got a
could-
strength of 2.
He's only got a
It
strength
does
of
have an
2.
aim strength of 2.
Also-
Yeah, give me.
I'm gonna pull it from him if I can.
All right, give me
Oh,
a strength. Give me another athletics check.
Oh
Like,
god.
get all the way up there, like, oh no!
11. Do I beat him?
Yeah, you yank this thing free of the little. There's like an unseen servant that's like, oh,
Thank
no.
you.
Also, I think there's a metaphysical. I mean, this is up to you. If I move 60 feet away from this room, it's over. He's gone.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you
I'm
are.
not sure if this room is connected.
No, I
or
would
not,
just pull
so-
it from the whole
Neither
thing.
am I.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. He gets it free. Like, it's tough because obviously the thing is holding onto it, and you just pull it free, and you put a hand up into the next room, and then probably from the perspective of the other three, we see you climb upwards with like a rope over one shoulder, or maybe you fucking launch the rope up and then you start climbing up.
Into the same room.
Into the
Oh my
same room. It's so tempting.
Oh, please, Brad.
Oh
This is taking
God!
2.5
Could you
hours.
imagine how great that
No.
would be? Oh my God!
I don't.
So
We just come out of one of those little holes.
you even smaller.
We're fucking smaller people now.
You
Men in Black type
That
shit.
would be so cool, but
I'd be so frustrated.
I just don't.
I'd be so upset.
I don't think there'd be an episode next week. You should all quit. So you each climb up, and I think like probably all three of you will see the same thing. Like it's not been too long between each of you walking up the thing that much would have happened, other than the fact that all three of you will walk in or climb up into the same room and see like one of the other ones or the other two or the other three standing around. As you climb up now, you enter into another room which is covered in these kind of stone slabs. The area that you had put your hands onto was almost designed to be gripped onto. You can see all of these kind of like knobbly parts that are around an opening. It's just a circle in the ground that is, it just looks like it's designed for you to hold onto and help you to climb up out of. Again, it's covered in the room, the archaic runes and glyphs of archaic. The stone flooring is, the room is a little larger than the one that you've just climbed up from, but only maybe by about 10 feet on either side.
Son of a.
You walk up into another kind of cuboid looking room with the stone slabs. However, the walls are wooden, and at the center of the room is this hole, and as soon as you come up, it's probably a little disorienting. You can see a staircase that go. Well, it's not even really much of a staircase. It's just a set of stairs that lead up to a small platform and then turn around, and it begins to just wind upwards from the center of the room. The wooden walls around you are covered in this like archaic writing as well. So is the steps and these platforms, and there's just a wooden staircase that makes a kind of steep kind of spiral upwards, and you can see the very top of it leads off to a platform, almost like you're in a kind of an old wooden tower. There are no windows, no doors, just a hole in the bottom, and then this spiraling staircase that goes up in a jagged ascent upwards. You can see that it leads to a platform. I don't know if Olds or Iro or Rin would have like beelined up it or anything, or if you would have been waiting for the others to come through.
Definitely waited for
I would have waited, yeah.
I would have waited too.
So I think probably Drift, you probably climb upwards. Again, you feel that odd pressure as if you're like leaving one, like, I don't know, like it feels like you're leaving something and moving into another area, and the pressure changes in the room. It feels a little different in here, just an odd pressure to you. But you climb into the room, and the three of them are maybe looking around. You can see Olds kind of like tapping a wall, and it makes a wooden sound as he taps it and runs his hand down what just looks like kind of normal thick wooden paneling. And it goes upwards just real high. It looks like it goes up endlessly.
What the heck?
The light in here is very similar to how it was down below, with the same kind of gloom. It's very hard to see too far upwards because it is very gloomy in here, but you can see that the stair spirals upwards to a platform, and it feels like you're at the bottom of a very tall tower, impossibly tall, kind of like weird, like game-breakingly odd looking tower that just goes all the way up. And you can see the three
I'm
of them
not looking
standing
forward
around,
to that.
and yeah, you climb up. You've got this rope. And yeah, it kind of just looks like kind of dark and shadowy at the top.
Don't tell me it's another room.
Yeah.
Just go up the stairs.
It was a really, really long climb.
Perhaps, Rin, does any of this text stand out again?
Let me look. Do I see anything I recognize or understand?
Yeah, maybe the four of you can just give me either perception or investigation checks, just as a quick surface level glance at the immediate room.
4 on my perception, Brad.
10 on my perception, Brad.
You said investigation?
Investigation or perception, just as a your first couple of minutes
19.
looking around.
Damn, all day today.
Rin.
Sorry.
Wow.
23.
23. So, Yeah, I mean, it just looks like what I said pretty much to you. Maybe you're not bothered about the minutia right now, and you're just kind of looking around. Drift, Eero, Rin, you're taking a little closer look, maybe for a moment. The stair seems to just spiral upwards. It looks like it goes up pretty high, maybe about 40 feet, something like that, before it gets to that plateau or that platform. It doesn't carry on after that. It just looks like it stops there. The wood of the walls is covered in the archaic language. It looks odd. It looks really weird, and it's probably a little kind of like odd to kind of focus on for a moment, because it's got all of these little etchings in the wood all the way along, but you can see that it's just clean, finely milled wood. Panels, angles at the edges. There doesn't appear to be anything that's holding the wood panels together. It's not got obvious nails or anything, but it's just a perfect like brown chestnut wood looking color with no splinters, no broken edges. It's all like perfect, like it's just been placed today, and perfectly placed. I doubt you guys really would have seen too much that would have been made with this perfection. If you're making a wall, it's made by a human man with a hammer just throwing a wall up. This is like perfection. It's weird, and I think it would probably be a little odd to look at. After you guys have probably been standing here for about 2 minutes, you can see above you a light, as 2 torches on the edges of the platform light up, and you can see that the above the platform is the ceiling, and it is the same kind of finely milled wood up at the top, and there's a decent amount of light coming up there, suggesting there might be some more lights that are casting like a soft kind of candle light above you. Down where you are, it's still pretty gloomy. No, you're not in water. You're still wet from climbing through the water though, and below you is stone with like a perfect circle with all of these handholds around it, as if you're on the roof of that room. You're standing on the roof of it, but then the room goes out a little wider.
And there's no inscription or text.
Nothing other than the archaic writings and scratchings and stuff.
No, I don't see anything that stands out.
Fortunate. So these platforms, you said they're in the main room, right? Not like up the stairs?
No, you're at the bottom of just a staircase that spirals upwards to the platform where the torches are now casting a light. And they're candles, really. They're just big candles. They're just casting the only light here, so it's really
They're
obvious.
walking up the stairs, I guess.
Yes, well, it seems, yes, as though we're going to just have to do a little stair climbing, yes? That's the only thing it seems to me. Those lights just appeared up there. It's the first thing I saw when I came through.
Up the stairs we go?
Yep.
If this riddle still applies, and we are to walk down a dark road, and it is necessary to see the light, perhaps we must extinguish the light in some way to progress.
Well, only one way to find out. Is there any roads behind us?
There's nothing around you. The only exits that you can see are potentially up the stairs or back down through that hole in the ground.
Hopefully we don't need the water from the previous room to extinguish this.
I just start walking to the stairs.
Okay.
I'm with them.
Going up next.
Yep, same.
Rin, then Eero. Yeah, you guys start walking up these stairs, and it's a wooden staircase with a single pillar that runs all the way up the center. The stair has no banister or anything. It's just stairs, and like once you all step onto the first set of stairs, you can feel that it's stable, but it's kind of a little weird. You don't have a banister. You just start moving up it. Once all 4 of you are on the first platform, there's a below you. The floor is blackness. The stair that you've just walked up seems to be gone. Presuming you stop at that platform and react to it, what do you guys want to do?
Oh.
Whoa.
How far up are these lights from us, approximately?
Maybe like 6 platforms up, probably about 40 feet. It's not too far
So-
up. It's not like endless.
So once we go up, it appears that we don't get to just walk back down. That's wonderful.
Do we have any way to extinguish the light from where we are?
Well, it doesn't seem like there's anywhere else for us to go if we're being.
So they're on candles.
2 candles that like they're on.
I'm gonna try and shoot the candle.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try to shoot the other one then.
Okay.
With what?
Light
My-
crossbow.
My
that-
bow. Yeah.
16.
16. 14. You fire a crossbow bolt at the candle. It hits the candle. The crossbow bolt sticks into the side of the candle. Doesn't extinguish it. Followed by an arrow. Sticks into the side of the candle and doesn't extinguish it. It probably goes through the candle. They're big candles. They're like the type of candles that you would get that were designed to light a big hall. They're not like little candles that we have at home. They're like the big, thick fucking things. On the end of like a what are they called? Like a pole, whatever. On top of it.
Let's just walk up there and we can.
The stairs are going to fall out from underneath us, Drift, just as this first one did.
Yes. But where else do we go?
We either have to rush up there as fast as we can and possibly fall to our deaths, or we somehow need to extinguish the light before we move forward.
Or
Do we have anything to attach a rope to and possibly climb up and avoid the stairs?
what if we went every other stair the way up?
Well, we can probably jump a few stairs, so maybe we can test the next one and see if it does the same thing.
I can do
Yes.
it.
That's a great idea.
But I think we should have to all do it at the same time, though, because,
Only one of us should do it.
well, if one of us does it and the rest of us are back here and they all disappear, we just fall.
Well, that's
the
why I said
platform
just
will
test
still
the
be
one.
here, right?
Would you please?
Sure. I step on one stair. And I step off.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do anything. The platform, well, the floor that you're on a platform, not too far up, like 5-6 feet up, or maybe less from the floor that you climbed up
Yeah,
onto.
see, so if
The
I go
floor
up
is
and the
gone.
platform disappear, oh,
The stone
Okay.
slab floor that you just walked up from. Once you guys stepped up, you moved around one set of stairs and up onto the next platform, and then that floor was gone. It's just a blackness down there.
yeah.
Oh, so we're on the stairs. The stairs haven't fallen away.
I think you're on the first platform of 6.
Yeah, the first platform of 6.
Oh
And the
my
platform's here.
god.
I'll try and doodle it.
Oh, it makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like you're on
Not to me.
this platform, and these are stairs, but it spirals around a pillar.
A landing. All right.
A landing, yeah, a landing.
So which part has fallen away? The landing?
No, the landing is fine.
You're on the
but
first
everything
landing
below.
of 6 up to
is gone.
the main platform, or like the next section up there. The floor that you were just stood on, the stone slab floor that you stepped off onto the steps and climbed up to the first landing, is now seemingly gone. When you look down, it just looks like the stairs go down into a black hole.
We all move up together. We should be fine.
I think that we should just go up the stairs. I think that even if we're overthinking it, we'll just fall to our death.
Well, I don't want to fall to my death.
I don't want to fall to my death either, but I don't really feel like we could stay. I think we're overthinking it. Somebody lit those lights.
Wait, just hold on one second. You have the rope, right?
I think a couple of us have ropes.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you have
I
my
think
rope.
you have the rope still, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I sorry, I gave that
Yeah.
back to you, but I didn't.
Yeah,
say
sure.
that.
Yeah, I
Um,
have the rope. Yeah.
Why don't you just hang me down and I can see if there's anything down below us? To know
I
if there's
think
any.
about
sort
how
of-
badly you climb that rope. Maybe I can go on the rope and you can hold it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who. I just want to
mean
see if there's
you're
still
much stronger than I am. So
Really
to hold you.
yeah,
Yeah, of
I need
course.
you to help me. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I take the main portion of the rope and I give her a little, and we'll just slowly ease her off the stairs just to feel if there's anything down there.
So you tie it around her and lower her into the black darkness below the landing platform that you're on.
Yep.
Yeah?
If she's okay with that, that's
I'm just checking that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it. Right, okay.
I just want to see if there's a base.
Okay. I guess you have to give me an athletics check. If you're all helping to do it, or
Please.
is it just him doing it? Are you all like doing this thing together, like tying around her and then holding her?
I'm sorry, I did acrobatics.
It's not you
12.
I need it from.
know.
Sorry, it was going to be
Oh,
drift.
okay.
Unless the others are
Yeah,
helping.
I want help. So, Hero, Oldest, can you help me? Just hold on to me, make sure I don't give out or anything.
Sure.
He's standing back with his arms crossed.
Oldest,
I mean, yes, I'll help you, but I really think this is a waste of time.
it might be, but I just want to see what's down there.
What if, and I'm just throwing this out there, what if you lower her into the darkness and you pull the rope back up? She's gone.
Then I jump in after her.
No, we don't lower her into the darkness. I think.
No, it's
Oldest
just
is
down
right.
3 feet.
No,
we just
we
were.
don't know what's there. It's just into the blackness.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to do? or
I
you
have the
trying-
like rope tied around my waist, and I'm like, oh, for
Okay, so you just want to go up? You don't want to see what's down there?
I think
Oh,
that that's a bad
that's
idea.
a great idea.
I think that
Well,
that's a
I'm
great
just
idea.
going to walk up the stairs soon. No offense to you three.
Okay, let's go up the stairs then. I take off the rope off her. Fine.
Okay.
We don't have to know what's down there.
All right.
Just too scared, and I understand.
Curiosity killed the cat.
So
Let's just walk up the
you
stairs.
start walking up the stairs.
All together.
Sure. Yep.
You
Instinct. Sweet music turns on.
you just one step, two step, three step.
Rock of ages.
Yeah, you guys walk up to the next landing, the next platform, pretty much together. Once you get up to that next one, you see the lower platform just disappears. The stairs seem to lead all the way down to where it was, but then there's just blackness, as if it just cuts straight off. Again, it's jarring. It's for sure jarring to look at and very weird. But it's like someone just turns off a light to that whole section. The walls are gone as well below there. The walls stop at that point because you could see the walls with the glittering and the lights on them to a degree, and they stop at that point as well, a few feet below you. You stand on the next platform. 2 of 6.
Well, I think I'm just going to keep walking, to be honest with you, but we could always have some conversation while we're walking up all these stairs.
Let's just keep going.
Yes. Well, do we all keep walking? I agree with keep walking.
Get to the third platform.
Yep.
Yeah,
So what?
the second platform disappears below you.
What? Past drift as you passed out. But how did you guys end up here, if I may ask? How did you wind up in this whole thing? Not with the Casmal character, but this area in general as we're walking up the stairs.
Ironically, we swam into darkness.
Hey.
Ooh.
Do you mean in Rosegard?
Yes, he was telling me you were in Rosegard prior to this. You just jumped into some water and slammed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. We just went for a swim.
All right. But, all right. Pick up on sarcasm.
The next platform below you disappears. You're on the fourth one, and you can kind of see over the lip of this a little bit. You can see 2 more torches that are at the back of the platform, and some other shit going on up there. Once who's in the lead here? Probably Olds.
Yeah, probably.
You probably like see him like stop a moment as he can see from the fourth up, like you can make out now that this is just another square platform at the top. There's a ceiling. Maybe about 20 feet above. This room is wider but shorter than the one that you were in downstairs, and it seems to all be wooden. The one side of it is entirely open to the platform that you're walking up to, and then it continues. The wall is behind you. You can see some other stuff going on in here. You can see the 4 torches in 4 corners of this room that you're potentially going to walk up to, and you guys all continue to walk up maybe to the next platform, the 5th one. And you hear that, and below you, the 4th platform disappears into the darkness, and you can all now see into the room as you walk up, and probably step into it, completely safe. like the first probably tentative step into the room, and you hear a sound like a locking strange sound below you as the 5th platform below you disappears, and you step into another room that's again shorter, lower than in height.
Oh my god.
But the what you see is on the furthest wall from you a very elaborate depiction of a very fat and naked human man who appears to be very nimbly walking on some water. And above him, staring down at him, are 6 large demonic eyes. You don't see anything else around them, but they're in the exact same pattern as they were before. Behind you, where you step off of the platform into the room, you hear a kukum. And as you turn around, the platform is gone, or it's filled up. There is no hole in the ground. The entire room is now filled out with platforms, and you're just in a sealed kind of room here. And at the far end, you see a bronze statue, and it is very similar looking to the naked fat man. He's got a very long beard as well, and he sits with his legs crossed, kind of Buddha style, and he's got a big large smile with big kind of fat square teeth, cartoonish, and he's holding up his hands either side of his ears, smiling at you. Between his hands, going into one ear and out of the other, is a piece of blue silk string, and that is where we're going to end today's session.
Fucking another room. This better be called the rooms.
You're in
room
another room.
In a past, like, fucking in parentheses.
You're in another room. Oh my god, that took you so long.
Well, the filling up was correct, right?
It was really simple, yeah. There was a lot of red herrings and shit in that room. You also took a rest in there, don't forget, you know, and it was a good room to do it in. I mean, you guys worked it out pretty quick and then never did it. The idea of taking the rope up there was pretty early on, and you were thinking about blocking up the thing or filling the room up kind of thing pretty early on. You just didn't actually do it until last kind of thing.
Because it was such like a long process, especially filling up.
It's fucking weird watching everyone, like, from my perspective, just second guess and overthink and just throw random
that's
shit.
What happens when you have multiple people, right? Like,
yeah, totally.
Person making decisions.
Yeah.
It goes a lot faster.
There's no obvious bullshit in this room either.
It takes forever.
You know, there's no picture on the wall of you fucking throwing buckets into a square or something like that. Because that room was a bullshit room.
I'm just happy we got out.
You did it.
Another like big difference between like a video game and doing like D&D puzzles is that in a D&D puzzle, almost anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like it could really be like anything.
You could die forever and like you lose your character.
Yeah, like, and in a video game,
you can reach
hover your mouse over something. You can, you get like some kind of a hint. Like there's some kind of thing that you could do. But D&D is a lot more fluid, so it's tricky.
Well, yeah, and the this whole place, and I'll apologize to you as a DM because I think it's probably one of my most fucked up, weird, doesn't make sense dungeons that I've done. Because it really isn't just a normal dungeon. It's just really fucking alien and weird, and it's not supposed to make sense, and it's meant to frustrate you. This was a super frustrating room, and I was like, how do I throw in the towel for him? And I was like, I don't think I can. They just got to fucking climb through the only exit.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know how to help them, really. So I'm just going to let them bang their heads against the wall for an hour.
It's funny, at first, like when you were describing it, and I'm sure you said it and I just didn't hear, I thought that mouth was small. I thought it was the shape of like a mouth.
I did too.
I did too.
And I was just so in my mind, I was
that.
like, okay, you can't go through it.
I was trying to, because I thought that as well. And like my original, when I said everything to you, I was like,
I thought it was like a spout. You guys
If I
gotta realize,
don't-
like, it's been 2 weeks for us.
yeah, if I draw
Yeah.
too much attention to it, you're going to know that's it. But also,
Totally.
but I was like,
I was waiting for you towards the end to like give us more like
Well, I was
Like,
trying to say,
safe
like,
and
I kept
sound.
trying to say stuff like, there's a lot of water coming out of it, like, and stuff like that to try and give it some more. But I was like, if I give them more information now, halfway through, be like, that hole of its mouth is huge. It's the answer. So I was like in this shitty position where I was like, man, I think they think the thing is small. But when you first went into there, I was like, they're going to do like a check on the head. They're going to be like, I want a perception check or investigation check the head. And you never did that. You just accepted what I said.
Painting.
And you did
We did the
investigation checks of
water. We did the
everything else.
holes.
And so that was the one
Fucking
thing.
crazy that
that
one
undid me
little
there.
investigation check can change everything.
I was certain it was shoot out the eyes because of the
Yeah, the
riddle.
blind,
Darkness,
yeah.
Yeah.
The riddle will make sense soon enough.
I
Thanks
was
for,
gonna try and shoot the eyes out again. Like,
That was cool. I like. There's points in that where I was like, "That's better. Like, that should be it." But the thing is, don't forget it. Yeah, you worked
was
it out.
awesome.
It was pretty.
That was
It
fun.
was like weirdly simple, but like
That was
you
the
know.
first time I've been frustrated, like very frustrated in D&D.
I mean, it was just a really plain room, and there was this really fucking intricate engraving with this bullshit fucking writing over the top that, like, realistically was just a red herring in there. And it's like, it's like, it has to be this, right? It has to. And it just wasn't really.
It was not that at all.
That is something, and it will help you, kind of. We'll see, but it's like not the thing that gets you out of that room. And you know, in that sense, I was like, yay, it worked. In the other sense, I was like, well, I worked too well. They're just obsessed with it. But yeah, I don't know. Puzzles suck. I fucking hate puzzles. I hate running puzzles because you can never tell. You can never tell. And
they're necessary though. They're
especially
necessary
like these
evil.
kind of puzzles like this, you know, like I really want to, when I complete this whole campaign, come back and ask me like all of my thoughts around these things. Because like, it's a bullshit dungeon, and I genuinely felt bad. Every time I'm sitting here writing stuff, I'm like, man, this just sucks, and this will piss me off. But like, I'm like,
Good,
you know,
perfect.
it's kind of supposed to be pretty alien, and there's supposed to be stuff that just straight up doesn't make sense and maybe never will. So, welcome to the campaign. That's why I got the best role players around for it, so that they don't. You know, none of them are green. They're all hardened, battle hardened role players, and they've been through some dungeons. And I was like, fuck it, I'll make this one bullshit, and it'll be a really simple cube with one exit, but they will not use it. Thanks for playing, players. Let's do a round of shout outs. Let's start with Mr. John Sandman, Saltman. We'll call him Mr. John Saltman.
Saltman. John
today.
Saltman here. Salty AF. Good to have you guys. Yeah, I got a Twitch, I got a Twitter, I got a Instagram. If you want more like real life baby and me and mommy and just us kicking it, Instagram's the place to go. If you want more of this kind of stuff, make sure to check out next week. Or I don't do any other D&D. I'd love to, I just don't have time. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next week.
Mr. John saying man, everybody. Why not check out Mr. Tiger Writer at twitch.tv/. There it is.
He's in the light. He's getting his sun for the day. His vitamin D. Sucking it up.
Thanks for watching, by the way. We appreciate you. You can watch me Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. If you want to come out to my stream, the link's in the channel. Please do come out. In fact, not going to say, oh, come out if you want to. No, fuck off. Come here. Come hang out with me.
Come here.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be live tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to do nothing but private stuff.
Oh wow, look at those eyebrows flicker.
And we all know what that means. He's going to be placing some strange objects in himself. Imagine just outright saying it. You know,
No,
like
it's not. You made us think about it.
Just zero nuance. He's gonna put a Rubik's cube in his ass. Someone else who's put a. I'm not even gonna do that.
See if you can solve this puzzle.
If I can solve a Rubik's Cube with my intestines, I'm doing pretty good.
That'd be a weird skill,
sick
but a
YouTube
skill
video.
indeed. PB.
It's like when people put the cherry stem in their mouth.
Yeah.
I solve a Rubik's Cube inside my ass.
It's a very weird prison skill. PB,
Lord.
where
Yes,
can people
hi.
find you if it's not
Yes,
prison?
you can find me at Twitch. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. You can also find me at pumpkinberry.tv. It'll tell you all the cool things that I am up to, which is I'm here on tomorrow actually, and I'm GMing Nocturne, which is a dark like thriller with supernatural elements. It's really, really cool. You should stop by. And then I'm here on Friday for the Halcyon Unbound show.
Nice.
And Saturday, no, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, for the finale of In the Black.
Correct.
Yep. Doing a lot of things.
Brad's pretending like he actually knows the times of things.
No, I just
Correct.
I just will not say that name. Wax Steven, tell everyone what's going on.
Is it
I'm Wax Steven.
Diffuse.
I don't know what that means. Just speaking
I'm
in
Wax
weird
Steven,
languages.
and I played Eero for you today. And puzzles are, I mean,
Wonderful. Puzzles are great.
I feel like I haven't even hit you with that many puzzles in this campaign. It's been a
No,
lot
no,
of
you haven't.
combat and stuff. and-
None.
definitely have.
Well, actually, I think there was a puzzle in the original dungeon, and we just walked by everything.
Oh, there was a couple in there that
It's
I
like-
think you
yeah,
missed.
yeah.
That dungeon was the same thing as well. That's a weird alien dungeon that's supposed to be weird as well. And like, yeah.
They were like,
Um,
"Get out of here and
Get
give
that
us
fuck
the
this shit.
I
dick walker person thing."
The long
Yeah,
stick.
I feel like I have to be in the right mood for puzzles to like them. And
Oh, this would have drove me insane.
There's never a right mood for puzzles.
as
it
a
was
player.
yeah.
What am I
So thank you for watching today, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us, chat. Much love to you. Thank you so much for being here and watching the show. And everybody already said we got shows coming up, so make sure that you follow all these people here. Make sure you follow this channel as well and turn on notifications so you know when our shows go live, because we've got a ton of really awesome shows. And I'm always happy to see chat around during the shows. You know, we love having you guys hang out with us and enjoy the.
Speaking of which, Discord.
Yeah, make sure you come in and hang out with us on the Discord.
Yeah, just tell us how to get out of this next room.
We're planning
Straight
the
up.
Shill show for sometime probably this weekend. We're not sure. We're
Wasn't
trying
this
to.
Saturday?
It's
No, not anymore.
Brad fucked everything
I
up.
fucked
baby.
everything up. I think it's Sunday at 5 EDT now. That's when it is, straight up. It's Sunday at 5. Yesterday, if you were watching Sector 49, I said it was on Saturday, but I completely forgot that it's my 2-year Twitch partner stream thing that I'm doing on Saturday. I'm playing Metal Gear Solid and I'm dressing up as Big Boss. And there's
Oh shit.
I'm like starting the stream and I'm gonna try and I'm making no promises because I've done long streams before, but I'm pretty much gonna attempt to just complete Metal Gear Solid 1 in one sitting throughout the entire day.
Whoa.
And I think it's possible, and I think I might be able to do it if I don't become insane. But it means that there's just no way I'll be like able to do it and then do the Shill show. So I've moved it to Sunday. We didn't really tweet anything or Discord it or anything yet, which is lucky, but Sunday at 5 EDT. And I think, when do clocks go back? They go back on the Sunday or the Monday?
30th, so Sunday AM, like early.
Like midnight Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will be back to normal. So that will be 5 EDT, which is 10 UK time. We'll be doing the Shill show. We're playing Battlestar Galactica.
Ooh, nice.
And there'll be a bunch of people there, and you can donate to fuck with us, and we'll see how that works out. I'm probably going to be insane by that point because I've got a feeling that I'm going to be really tired. We'll see. So on Sunday, Shill show.
That's when you're at
See
your
you
best,
then.
dude.
Maybe. Some depends. There's two different types of tired me. There's like the crazy ADHD one, and then there's the one where I'm like, I'm dying, and we don't want that one. We'll see. I don't know. Who knows at this point what version of me will appear. Thanks for watching, though. We'll see you for more Darkfire next Tuesday, and they can do this next room. There's probably an alternate reality where you guys walked into that room and just plugged up the holes and swam up there straight away, right? Like, so maybe,
Yeah.
We
maybe,
needed the rest though, so it was
maybe
actually-
that's what you'll do in this next room. You'll just walk in and be like, "We'll do this," and then that's it.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
then,
hoping.
and then you've only got like 6-7 rooms left, so that's pretty good. And then you'll be on to like the main part of the dungeon. So thanks for watching. We'll see you around.
I might not be here next
Peace
week.
out. Don't do that.
What?
I'm just kidding.
All right. He's gonna have like, I'm gonna write that down in my notes. You're gonna have some crazy like
so
disadvantages
scared.
next week. The first roll you do next week is
We'll
a
meet
disadvantage.
Ron next week.
Ron.
Wait, Ron. Yeah, that's
Ron
in your
Red
note,
had
too,
One
buddy.
note in his book, and it was just Ron.
I don't know what that was. I'm worried that was the thing. That was the thing that I wrote down for Tiger, but I must have hit maybe like Control Z without realizing, and I just had the word Ron in the campaign notes. Don't know what it means, but there you go. Ron out, everybody. Ron. Hashtag Ron.
Stick my finger into those holes. Put my fingers into those holes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the